Hello and welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 81. This week we have Jojo Rabbit, Birds of Prey, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That's the entire title of the movie.
Actually, they changed it.
That's only theatrical. They changed it.
Huh?
That's only for theatrical. It's actually still that name. They swapped it for theatrical. And this is the episode 81.
What do you mean by theatrical?
And we're back.
Talk about it.
So let's go start off with Birds of Prey here. The headline today was they're marketing and swapping the name for the theatrical release for Birds of Prey because that might help out with selling more tickets because it's undersold it last weekend. It didn't hit projected sales or whatever the case may be. So they just swapped it to, I think it's Harley Quinn : Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
The real name is still this entire long name. They just swapped it for the theatrical release. Same with Edge of Tomorrow and Live. Remember how it was Live, Die, Repeat? Do you remember, Randall?
Yeah.
All right. That'll be the first time and the last time you correct me during a cold open.
No one corrected you.
All right.
I just basically told you that they changed it because that's what was told to me today.
I don't.
That's called a correction.
How is it a correction?
Tell somebody that they changed it.
Okay, I guess. I don't look at it like that.
Hazord in the chat says, "How did I not see Jojo Rabbit?" Well, my girlfriend saw Jojo Rabbit on her own months ago, and then I'm like, "Oh, I should go watch that movie." She recommended it. I didn't go to the theater, and it took this long for it to reach digital release. So once it released digital, I watched it. That's how it took so long. Because I had to sit through the abomination that was Star Wars instead of Jojo Rabbit, which I would have much preferred to sit through Jojo Rabbit than The Rise of Skywalker. I only know this after watching the Rise of Skywalker, so there's that. What were we doing? Oh yeah, I was getting rudely interrupted in my cold open, and then
Really? Come on, man.
So anyway, yeah, this is episode 81. I'm joined by the Interception, Randall Green. That's his nickname. We got Brian De La Rosa here. Mm-hmm. And then we got Kelsey, WyrdTv, joining us once again.
What's up, guys?
Nothing much. I don't know if you were here for the cold open, but this man decided to speak in the middle of
it. Oh, man.
Shit. Anyway, you can go to patreon.com/ADLR Plays to support the channel and our shenanigans. You can go to my website at www.adlrplays.com for your one-stop, like your directory for podcasts, let's plays, video archive of the podcast, links to my extra life where you can donate to a charity where the proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And that's about it on that front. All right,
Is that it?
Yeah.
Sure, there's nothing else.
I think that's it.
Call out a. I'm done. I can't even think of it.
You're talking about fan mail, though, right?
Well, that too.
Wait, what were you thinking of then? If that's not it,
the hitbox.
He has one already.
Maybe a new Elgato.
Do you have a new drive, Brian?
No.
Okay, you don't have a new donation drive for anything specific you need?
No.
You didn't have you tested to see if you can get it to work?
No.
Jesus. I'm pretty sure it's just OBS being weird. Like, he says he can load up the Elgato capture software and it's fine. So if that's the case, then it's just the connection between the driver OBS is using.
No.
Okay. All right. We get it. Randall, you look like you're having a busy day over there. So what's going on back there?
I'm trying to see if there's anything here that I don't want to give away.
Yeah, the Dark Knight trilogy.
I already have that digitally.
Wait, are you gonna host a Twitch stream and give something away?
Yo, see, there you go. You can
No,
have a
I'm just gonna
giveaway.
take it to
Candy shop.
what's the name of that place?
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Wow. Anthony, is this Excel sheet still update with response or topics or no?
No, they get emailed directly to me. Oh, I like how
Directly?
Restream just. Yo, what is up with Restream, my dude? Just you're signed out now. Okay. So now I don't even have my chat.
You don't have any chat whatsoever?
Nope. So they could just be cursing at me for all I know.
I mean, Zordan's yelled at you. Some pretty harsh racial slurs too. It looks like.
I mean, that's pretty normal. He does that on a weekly basis, so. Bear with me.
Anthony, more like Panthony.
Like, see, that's yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
That's your son.
My son talks to me like that. All right, cool. We're back on the chat. Hopefully.
Are we though? Can you ever really recover from something like that?
No, because I don't have history now. It's great. Gosh, sort it out, people. Like this, ones and zeros aren't this difficult, you know. Speaking of difficult, it was very difficult.
Answers questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was his question?
I know. He said he submitted 10 before the show started.
Well, I told him every week the cutoff is at 7 p.m. You can't be submitting fan mail in the middle of the, like, if you can chat with us, that's fine. Like, while we're here, but it's not, oh, it's past 7. Let me go check my fan mail thing. That's just in case there's topics in there that we can use in the next episode. That makes sense? It's not to use it to talk to us directly because you already have the chat while you're live streaming because you're here live. But if it's,
Oh, shit.
you know, Ubisoft community manager arrives. Cobra's in the chat. We do if I ever see a opening for Ubisoft's Ubisoft's like community manager, I'm throwing his name in. I'm like, yeah, can you hire Cobra X80? I'm sorry, sir. Who's that? I know some guy in my Twitch chat. They are dumb questions that can be answered in a span of 10 to 20 seconds. Then put them in the chat. I have to open a tab to go look for them. Do you understand that?
Oh no, a tab.
Not
a tab.
While I can just look at this screen and see your question, instead I have to tab. Type in the Google, drive.google.com, then go to the freaking website thing, then go to the forum page as well, and then go through the responses. Like, if it's that's why I'm like, that's for people who are not watching live and can just put it on there. Put it. Hobby says put it on my tab. All right, we're completely fucking sidelining everything here. So, like, you guys know what to do. If you're watching live, just tap it. Just type in the chat. But if you're not, if you're listening in on podcast services on Friday or later, you go to the fan mail section and you can submit. But if you're watching live, oh my god, at www.adlrplays.com.
Why did I enter it when you're talking to people watching the podcast somewhere else? He said, "Where is it?" I pasted it into your chat. I don't deserve to be here. I don't know, guys.
We're off to a fabulous start.
Fucking idiot.
Should we just start this whole thing over?
No, this is all great content, all right? It's fine. Randall's having a fantastic time. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Man. All right, I gotta be honest. I just want to hear. I want to hear Kelsey just destroy 1917, even though I love it so much. Hit me with it.
All right, man. So this weekend, Shannon and I went to the movie theaters.
Wait, hold on.
Bought
Before you start, are you fucking with me and you just haven't seen 1917? He didn't.
You're ruining it.
He didn't. I knew it. Go ahead. You said you brought Shannon. She does not want to go see 1917.
I don't know. She might.
Go ahead, but go ahead with your bit.
You can't do the stuff now. It's just ruined.
Did you watch Homecoming right before too?
Yeah, watched Homecoming right before it.
Oh shit.
No, what I was gonna say was, we went to the movie theaters, bought our tickets, got our popcorn, sat down. Long story short, Frozen 2 was pretty awesome.
I don't even know if it's in theaters anymore. I think it's coming out in digital this week.
It's still in theaters.
Oh my god.
Frozen 2, yeah.
That came out?
Frozen 2?
Are you serious?
in like November.
Oh,
You live in Disney capital, Brian. You should know this.
Oh, I only go to Disney when I'm making capital.
Ooh, talk about it.
I'm broke.
Yeah, I'm like, what? You've been there before? Like, what? It's like you arrived in a jet or something. I mean, why would anyone arrive in a jet? I'm in a helicopter. So you saw Frozen 2?
Yeah, we saw Frozen 2. There's like a private movie theater that's here in Charleston. You gotta change it.
No, I'm just adding to it for record keeping.
But yeah, so there's a private movie theater here in or privately owned movie theater here in Charleston, and they still had it going. And Shannon really wanted to see it. Our old neighbors saw it and said it was pretty good. It was, similar. It was similar, but not the same as the first one. There's a lot more music to it. Similar,
It's just like
concept.
a similar plot. Like, is this?
Yeah, so sort of, but not. But like, it just presented differently. Like the plot points are still kind of the same. They're just presented differently.
Okay.
It goes back to like talking about how like the castle and things came to be, and there's this other like tribe, I guess, that lives in the mountains, and they deal with magic.
It deals
Apparently,
with.
also had her first schizophrenic break, which is the moral of the story. Because she's hearing voices. And this is what happens when you are married to somebody who works in the psychiatric field.
Wait, back up. She didn't even have that in the first one.
The hearing the voices?
Yeah, did she? I don't remember her hearing voices in the first one.
No,
Never
but the
saw it.
voices are pertinent to the plot.
Okay. All right. I mean, okay. Is it the same returning cast? Like, we still got Olaf and
Yeah, I mean
The
all
horse?
the same people are there. Kristoff, the like random mountain dude,
yeah.
is dating Anna, and Sven is there, which is his reindeer. I think they changed the voices. I never looked that up, but I think they changed the voices for some of the cast.
Really?
But I don't.
There's
don't
no
honestly
way, man.
remember.
That's Disney money they're offering. They're not gonna just say no to for a sequel. I mean,
Let me
Randall
see.
wouldn't say no to a sequel in the Disney movie. Look at him. Right?
What?
Yo, Randall, you're in the podcast. You know that, right?
Oh, no.
You're not just watching.
It is the same. It is the same. I thought her. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way. Maybe it's because she had more confidence in this one, but also sounded differently.
Ah, okay.
But there's that. All in all, I mean, the movie was really good. Quite the tearjerker, just like the first one.
Gotcha. How's the snow
definitely-
tech? Because the first one has some great snow tech.
Yeah,
It looked great.
She's like really leaning into her powers,
Mhm.
and so she does like some really cool stuff, and part of the story actually progresses because she uses her powers. So it's really interesting to see where it goes.
You're saying that, and I'm getting PTSD from the Rise of Skywalker. What do you mean her powers move the plot along?
I don't know that I could really say anything without like
Okay, that's fine.
breaking's part of the plot or
Uh-huh.
like giving away the plot.
Yeah.
But because she has her powers, it moves and because part of how she uses her powers moves the plot along.
Okay.
But definitely would suggest seeing it. I thought it was great, especially if you like musicals.
If you like the first one, you will be right at home with the second one.
Yeah,
Dope. I saw the first one. I thought it was cool. So
had a great interaction with the guy at the ticket booth. I walked up and was like, "Can I get two tickets for Frozen?" And he's like, "You don't look very interested." I'm like, "Hey man, I'm like, I'll go watch whatever. I don't really care." And he starts telling me about it, and then he's like, started talking about something with the first one, I got kind of not like aggravated, but was like complaining-ish. And I just looked at it and I was like, bro, I think you need to let it go. And then walked away.
Did he just give you free tickets after that?
He was just like, oh man. And then we left.
You left him with that gem?
Yeah,
You didn't
just
give him
left
a
him.
chance to... Okay.
No, there was no recovery from that.
Got it.
If he motored loudly.
But I'm sorry to disappoint you that I didn't get to see 1917.
I knew it. When he said, let me go add my stuff to this, I'm like, no, if he would have saw 1917, he would have been put that shit on there.
I knew it was fake the second he said, let me add my stuff. Not 30 seconds later, he was laughing to himself.
Jesus.
Lies. Scandalous lies and deceit.
Speaking of 1917, actually, thank you for bringing it up. Congratulations to them. They won Best Sound Mixing and Best Cinematography at the Oscars. Well fucking deserved.
See, that's
So-
the real reason I put it in the doc, was so that that could be mentioned, you know, because I know how much you like that
You know what?
movie.
I'll let it pass because, yeah, if it wasn't for that, I would have forgotten that they won, and I wanted to shout them out. So,
Shout out to Joaquin Phoenix.
oh yeah, he did win Best Actor for Joker. Well deserved. He did fantastic in that role. I'm just never gonna see that movie again. Yeah, and all the other winners. Parasite. I've been told to watch it, and now that it's won Best Picture, I'm like, I guess I'm watching it this week to see what the what's it about.
Everybody
see
that
it.
I've seen has just done nothing but complain about it. They're like, what the fuck? How did this win? This is garbage.
Really?
Like,
I've heard the
people are like, I
complete
would have rather have
opposite.
seen. People are like, I would rather have seen Cats win the Oscar.
No way.
I've yet to hear anything bad about Parasite.
Yeah, same. You've heard someone say they'd rather watch Cats.
Yes, I mean,
Who are they?
obviously,
Did they see Cats? Because I saw the trailer for Cats and said no, thank you.
oh, I did too. I was the same way. I haven't seen anything about Parasite. I didn't even know about it until people were like, were complaining about it online. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Now all I heard was good things, so that's why I'm interested in watching it. And then I saw it was nominated. And I'm like, okay, I really do need to watch this. And then they win on Sunday, and I'm like, okay, I really do gotta go watch this now. Excuse me. So I'll probably be watching that this week. But that's I'm getting ahead of myself. We got to be talking about things we've watched last week. Oh man, where do I go from here? I know. I'm gonna go with Jojo. Bizarre
Snowfall
Adventure. I watched 2 more episodes this week as an update.
Okay.
They introduced the hand is the Stan's name. I don't
Yeah.
remember the guy's name.
Yeah,
That's
that are
bad.
you still there?
Yeah, I'm still
Anthony?
here. Oh,
Okay.
yep,
There he is.
yep.
Because you were like, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
Perfect timing.
and that was it.
As
That's
soon
all
as I
we-
mentioned it, I looked to my OBS thing, and just the block is completely red. I'm like, all right, so I guess we're just not talking about JoJo then. But yeah, okay. So I kept recording. So, but on my end, it's just you asking me if I'm here, and I'm just staring at you like, is he kidding?
No, I mean, it happened. Brian, you saw it, right?
Yeah. You guys do what Kelsey did last time, where some like
Yeah,
when
he
we
just
thought
stood there like
Chan
this.
swung at him.
Yeah.
I thought your computer was pulling mine, where it was just like, bye bye.
No, if my computer shorts and I turn on, I don't have something, I'm done with this computer. I'm just done with computers in general. I'm just gonna be. You'll see my stream through smoke signals. I'm so sick of technology. Yeah, so I watched 2 more episodes over the weekend. Before we watched that tournament we watched for DBF for Dragon Ball Fighters. They introduced the hand. I don't remember the user's name, but the stand's called the hand. I thought it was really fucking awesome. You could like, yeah, the bass thing you guys mentioned before. You weren't kidding. Every time he swings his fucking hand, it's and some weird noise. I'm like, yo, it makes it sound like if you get touched by that, you're deleted. Which is exactly the power that it is. It just deletes people. And that's about it. Like those 2 episodes, he fights him and then he recruits him. Well, it looks like he recruits him like instantly the next episode. So I'm like, okay. and that's all we got to see because we started watching the Dragon Ball tournament. But now on to the other JoJo. Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, I haven't seen that. It was a 2019 movie that I wish I saw in 2019 because it would have easily made my top 10. So there's that. Can we get some crying in the... Yeah. There's some crying in the chat for me. Thanks. Oh, hold on. And thank you for reminding me, Zordon. And congratulations to Taika Waititi. Taika... Oh my god. I just got signed out of Restream again. Restream, sort it out, dude.
Just stream to one thing like everybody else.
For what? Those are plebs talking like that. The heck? I stream to everything. To Taika Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok, the director of A Hunt for the Wilder People, and now he wrote the screenplay and I think directed, and he's in Jojo Rabbit, and he won the Oscar for Best Screenplay. So shouts out to him too. All right, let me sign into my chat real quick. I'll get back to this because for crying out loud, Restream is just trash right now. So yeah, the story is for Jojo Rabbit is a young kid living in Germany during Nazi takeover. Oops, something went wrong. Try reloading the page.
Sounds like your computer's gonna start crashing.
It sounds like Restream needs to sort of... Huh?
Your roof's gonna cave in now.
Got it.
We're just gonna hear this loud like crash in the background. Anthony's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
And then the stream ends.
All right, so Zordon asks, "What do you think of Taiki Waititi
Taika Waititi, yeah, like the director and the
not preparing to play Hitler and him as being unworthy of that respect? It's a very different approach from almost every other film show that's tried to portray him in any sense." This is what he had posted in your thing.
That's fine. He actually went on record saying that Hitler didn't deserve him doing any research playing as him. He was I don't know if you guys watched The Hollywood Reporter. There's a roundtable with all the screenplay writers, and he's in it. And that was a question they asked him, and he was like, he doesn't deserve it. This is a movie about satire, so he just played him the way he wanted to play him. It's like since it's through the eyes of a child, he played him wacky and like funny and like over the top. There is like a scene or two where he actually quotes one of the speeches Hitler did toward the kid. And it was a more serious scene, but he didn't prepare on purpose. It's him. He didn't want to give that man any time, like do any research for Hitler, and he just wanted to do his own thing, which is respectable. I mean,
I think of Wolfenstein. They did such a good job.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the chat thing here is just trash because everything's just trash. So trash. What was I at? Yeah, it's the focus on a kid who lives in Germany. Mother is played by Scarlett Johansson. The city is filled with Nazi propaganda. The kid is proud since he is a little kid. All this propaganda. It's like a movie about propaganda, how it affects the kid. The kid wants to be a Nazi. He can't wait to kill Jewish people. Like, it's an arc about that kid coming of age, but also a lesson in what happens when you sit down and listen to the other side. And once you get like, I guess was that a fly that just flew by or? Anyway,
it's actually a drone. Don't worry about it.
Like if you're in if you stand in one side of an argument, you're presented with new information, and you swap that idea enough that it's like, oh snap, you're right. Like, why am I thinking this way? It changes your outlook, changes your view. Well, that's what the kid kind of goes through this. So it's like an arc of him. Hey, he really wants to be like Adolf Hitler's right-hand soldier, which is why he sees Hitler in them, because he's like a made-up friend. So his made-up friend is Hitler, played by Taika Waititi. Then they have their conversations, their antics and whatever, and there's some surprise plot twist that happens. Super emotional moments in this. Your boy Sam Rockwell's playing a Nazi general. Does an excellent job. And also, do you remember? I don't remember the actor's name, but he did a really good job in this. He plays like Sam Rockwell's character's like second hand man, like lieutenant or something. He's from Game of Thrones, the one that what's the name tortures and cuts his dick off.
Oh, Reek.
Reek, yeah, the guy. Yeah, it's Reek's. The actor is in this.
I don't remember. Oh shit! It's right. I have to look it up. It's like right at the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
But he's in this as well.
Alfie Allen.
Well, he also does a fantastic job. All the actors do great. Dialogue is fantastic. He earned that screenplay because you can think of like the best parts. One of the best parts of the movie is they tell these kids that like the Jewish people are like monsters that have like dicks coming out of their mouth, like the weirdest thing. So when they start talking about what Jewish people are, and then they describe them in a very kid way, like they eat farts or some shit, it's really weird, but it's funny.
Zordon says Alfie Allen.
Yeah. Brian just said it.
Sorry, I missed that. I was reading something else. Mostly, I just like to repeat things that Bryant says so that he gets that look on his face.
So it bugs him. Yeah, I get that.
we actually at work we have a guy. His name's Stuart, and he'll say something, and then our lead will say the exact same thing, and we'll all laugh at him instead of Stuart. So the joke now is that whenever Stuart says anything, we just look at the lead and go, "Can you repeat that?"
I'm sure he's gonna come in and destroy all of you one day. I think that's it over the synopsis. Everyone does a fantastic job. It's shot beautifully. I guess it's mostly dialogue in this, so it's a great contrast of what happens in the town. Like everyone knows the story of World War II, right? Like I'm just gonna throw that out. The movie starts off in a town that hasn't been invaded by the American, like they haven't pushed far enough in, so you see this town. It's beautiful. It looks great. The contrast, green grass and everything, and then near the end of it, they've reached it, and now this place is tore down. So you get to see like the before and after, what happens when there's conflict and war, and it's shot fantastically. I just highly recommend it. The movie is fantastic. He earned that screenplay award. Really funny, and then also very dramatic, like very emotional moments. Done very well. I don't want to say any more because I'm definitely gonna spoil some stuff, but highly recommend Jojo Rabbit. It's fire. It would have definitely made. Go ahead.
When you had mentioned JoJo and you were talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I was like, "Oh, this must be like a movie or something with it." And then I like pulled up the IMDb. I was like, "This is not a movie of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure." And then you started talking about Hitler things. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is an anime, a separate anime, and then Jojo Rabbit is the movie with the kid having Hitler as an imaginary friend because he's so proud to be a German. He wants to be a Nazi so badly. It sounds outlandish saying out loud, but once you see it, it's great. Everything comes together very well. Oh man, Zordon in the chat says Stephen Merchant's incredible in this movie, and the way they emphasize his height is incredible. Yes, I don't know his name, but he's a tall British dude who's skinny.
Comedian.
Comedian. He does phenomenal in this. He plays like an investigator for the Nazis. And this movie says "Hail Hitler" so many times it becomes comedic in a fantastic way. He did a great job. So shout out to Taika Waititi. I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. Whew. Where can we go from here? Give myself a break here. All right, so Randall. You traveled to the world of someone's dark materials over the week. Have you not? Randall, can you pretend you want to be here?
It was a good season. I don't like the last episode of the season.
That's it? That's what you're submitting to Forbes? That review?
Well, you already talked about it, so everybody on this
Yeah,
podcast.
but you have your own opinion about it.
Yes, like what you like everything I said. You were like spot on, Anthony. Spot on.
I said everything was good except for the last episode. I didn't like it.
Well, why didn't you like it? Can you say without a revealing plot?
No.
All right, great chat, Randall. So, birds. Let's go ahead and do Birds of Prey. That's the big one this week. Came out last weekend. DC's next superhero, not superhero movie. AFK candle today, it seems. Yo, talk about it. Go versus your AFK handle instead of Randall.
AF Candle.
Yeah, he's okay. We're moving on. Birds of Prey. So, this does apparently take place in the same universe as Suicide Squad. Sequel to Suicide Squad, in a way. Harley Quinn breaks up with Joker. She goes through her breakup phase, obviously, but in the midst of her breakup phase, she winds up getting into Black Mask. It's Black Mask, right? Not Dark Mask. Black Mask is Crosshairs because he's always wanted to kill her because caused him a bunch of trouble. I mean, she destroys his driver in the movie. And he's gonna go out and then now that's the conflict. What's the name wants her dead? Black Mask, and she's just going through whatever breakup. I think that's it because there's not much of a plot. Most of it's just like a fun roller coaster ride. Am I missing something there or what?
The actual plot is she breaks up with Joker, meaning that there's no like she's not safe because she's Joker's woman. So everyone who has a problem with her can act on it.
There we go. That makes
trying to survive basically.
That makes more sense. Plot is something on here that I, be honest, I didn't care about. I just like it's a roller coaster ride of fun action sequences, cool, funny quippy dialogue. Like it took the route of Shazam where they put comedy first a bit, but in Shazam, I guess
it was Deadpool for DC.
Yeah. Oh, Shazam? You mean this?
This, not Shazam.
Yeah, this would. I agree with that, Steve. This is their Deadpool level of comedy, with Harley Quinn delivering fantastic, or Margot Robbie doing fantastic as Margot. Dialogue was hilarious.
As Harley, you said Margot did a good job as Margot.
Did I? I'm losing my mind. Margot as Harley, Jesus. I don't know if he's in the trailers or not, but there's a side villain that's in here that I didn't think was going to be on there, and it was played fantastically. I don't want to ruin. It would be ruining it.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm moving on. I don't know because and the trailers I've seen, it was never brought to the viewers' attention that who that was. So I'll leave it to you guys once you guys figure it out. Ewan McGregor had a phenomenal fucking time playing as this type of Black Mask. It's very charismatic. Definitely a person who likes to flex on every single person he possibly can. He, with an anger issue, but gets calmed down by his buddy most of the time. The rest of the Birds of Prey were played by was it Mary Elizabeth Winstead? I don't know who Black Canary was played by.
I don't remember her name. Jessie something.
And then Rosie Perez as Montoya. I'm missing one. Oh, Orphan. I don't remember her name either, but some kid played Orphan who did a great job. I never seen her in anything else, but I thought she was pretty good in this.
Are you saying Orphan to not say the name of the character?
I don't know if her name was. I mean, Orphan is you already know who that is. That's the name of the character. So, anyway, most of the movie is basically how the Birds of Prey. It's Harley Quinn going through her. Hey, I'm getting attacked by everyone, and also how the Birds of Prey became the Birds of Prey. So while we're getting Harley Quinn getting hunted down, we actually get an origin story of the group. Not necessarily each person. Huntress is in here, obviously, and her backstory was in there, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I would like to see her full, like the whole training with how she got her abilities and stuff, because everybody in here kicks ass. Everyone has even Harley Quinn was like doing stuff. I'm like, I've only seen that in Injustice, like moves that looks like it's CG'd, but it looks like it's done legit. Like a bunch of her like hammer attacks and cartwheeling over people, and it looks really cool. The fight scenes are fantastic.
That's one thing I've never really cared for with a lot of the ways they portray Harley Quinn is that, you know, especially in the like the animated series, she is a badass, and everything else, she just seems like this helpless child that, you know, needs the Joker to do everything.
Well,
She was that in the animated series too.
I thought she had her own.
She had an arc after when they break up, and then she's with Poison Ivy, and then she stands up. They have like a girls' night.
Yeah,
For the most part, it's the same thing.
I know. I understand that, like in the animated series, she still relies on Joker a lot, but she like did her part to, you know, to be destructive. She wasn't just like, oh, I can't do anything.
Well, in this one, she does a lot. She plans out like a whole thing to. Yeah, I planned out a whole thing to break somebody out. She has really funny, not fight scenes. It's like chase scenes. They're chase scenes. Sorry. So it reminded me of like Zombieland editing a bit with the whole hey rule whatever. Is it Zombieland or like Scott Pilgrim type of editing with the overlays? It's more like Scott Pilgrim, right?
Yeah, not really Zombieland.
Because Zombieland was just
like
happening.
Borderlands-y, Scott Pilgrim-ish kind of.
Yeah, way of presenting things that are happening, and it was really cool.
Wait, Javi said it too. I think jokingly, but he's kind of right. It's also like Kick-Ass, DC's version of Kick-Ass.
It is actually. That's actually pretty correct. Because it's like not dark. I want to say dark. It's just it's pretty violent. There's if you have a thing when bones breaking, be warned. There are bones breaking in this. And I don't mean like, oh, it's about to hit the leg and it cuts to something else. You see that shit break. So for the woozy out there, this will definitely get you. Soundtrack was fine. If I know someone of you guys is gonna mention soundtrack. I don't know, that's about it, man. It was just a fun ride. It was funny. Action sequences were cool. It was just a fun ass movie. I highly recommend watching it. It's a good time. Especially now that we get the headlines that didn't do so well. Guys, go out there and support it. Otherwise we're gonna go back to the Stone Age of Man of Steel and the other trash. Randall, what do you think of Ewan McGregor as Black Mask?
He did a good job.
What'd you like about him? Just do as you're told.
Do as you're told.
Do as you're told.
Yeah, he was pretty witty. Quick on his feet as far as like responses and what he said. He also had like a very interesting arc as far as so he's kind of similar to the Joker. I don't know much about DC characters, so I don't know much about Black Mask, but he can easily go from having a good time and joking around to being really dark, especially like this part in the movie where he confronts this girl that's laughing in the club. And I mean, she clearly had nothing to do with the conversation that he was having. I mean, they're across the club.
The club, literally.
Like, she has no idea what he's talking about, but he just she happens to be laughing at the same time while he's getting turned down for a particular situation. So he took offense to it, and the conversation, it went so dark that the music stopped playing, everything stopped playing. It was just like dead silence, and he's like, it's very sinister, very creepy, very like.
It's aiming to make the audience uncomfortable, and I think it landed because I'm like, yo, what the heck's happening?
It was definitely a different take than what he is in the comics. In the comics, he's not charismatic. He's more like a
serious mob boss. Yeah.
Yeah, serious mob boss. I guess a little bit charismatic, but for the most part, he's known for being a strategist and also torturing people. And the first scene where it happens, where he has the people hanging.
Yeah. The torture
like,
scene.
he's into very like intense vulgar or not vulgar, intense torture stuff.
And that's all we can say because we don't want to spoil what he does.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I liked it. Well, I don't know, Brian. What do you think? Did you enjoy your time there, or what?
I enjoyed it. I mean, I also went in with zero expectations whatsoever.
Same. Like I went there with the bar like super. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna run in here. It's probably gonna be like an apologetic version of Suicide Squad. Look what we fixed. But it didn't. It said, hey, they had like one or two quick, hey, throwbacks to its Suicide Squad, and then after that, they made it's its own beast.
Yeah. I liked how Margot has been doing Harley since Suicide Squad. She's one of the only good things I liked from the movie. Some of the characters, like Huntress, her shtick was like, oh, okay, and then I just moved on to the action. Same thing with Black Canary. I don't know. I didn't care too much about their actual story. I like the Rosie or Montoya's arc and Harley stuff, but for the most part, I just liked when the other two would be abused things. Near the end, it was kind of slow. Like the last
act, yeah,
it was pretty slow. I'm trying to think of anything else, but yeah, for the most part, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would, and it's probably because it's like a Deadpool movie, but with multiple people.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Go ahead, Randall.
I think after seeing this movie, probably Harley Quinn is probably my second most favorite DC character.
Who's your first?
Batman.
Oh, I thought you were a Superman fan.
And then we got a shout out to you in the chat. Skippy is for you says, I don't think your shirt is tight enough, bro. Let me send you a new one. Give me your address.
We got it, my guy. No shirt's gonna contain all this. You gotta show off the guns if you got it, you know? You gotta put it, you gotta holster it. So people know that's the way, you know? Oh my gosh. Hold on. What were we talking about? Birds of Prey. I think that's it. I recommend it. It's just fun. It's a fun ass movie, dude. Hilarious. Action sequences were awesome. What's up?
Would you recommend seeing it in theaters or waiting until it comes out on digital?
I would say go in theaters because it's not doing so well in the box office, and letting them know that you want more of this is going to the theaters and doing it. So for that reason, but if they would have hit the sales, I'd be like, you can watch it whenever. But
change my answer to that.
Because that'd be a shame if they drop Margot as what's it called, or some bad happens and we don't get any more Harley Quinn ones, or she might not come into a crossover. You know how money works here. Like if they don't see the numbers, they're like, and they'll dump it or whatever. I
feel like they need to just stop them trying to chase after what Marvel's doing with the universe and just do one-off movies like this.
I agree. Their one-offs here are doing fantastic. I liked Aquaman. I like Shazam. I like this.
Wonder Woman was great.
I still need to see that. Too. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and I've been seeing the trailers for the
84?
For the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
and it looks fantastic. So Shannon might have to sit down and watch Wonder Woman and then go see that new one.
Just beware of the third act. The last act in Wonder Woman, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
This could have been different.
I don't know, man. I saw Batman vs Superman.
And that movie was the first 15 minutes of that movie, hot fire, dude. And then it just plummeted, dude.
I've literally only seen 15 minutes of it, and we went to the theater to see it. I fell asleep while watching it.
That movie had so much potential, dude.
I think the best parts about the movie were the interviews between Ben Askren and
Henry Cavill.
I can't think of his name.
It's Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Just ask any female or in the vicinity, they'll know his name.
Oh yeah, when we went to see Superman, the room got really moist the first time he just comes out with no shirt on.
Yep, I know the scene. He comes out of the water, and he's literally no shirt, hairy chest, just finished lifting a truck or something out before they started. They said action. I know.
Yeah.
Every female human being knows.
You could collectively hear them dig their nails into the seats.
Yeah.
You know, the armrest. You just
Like they pretty much cleaned the floors. All they had to do was dry it up after the movie ended.
Skippy says, "Can't wear a shirt. Can't contain it, bro. Said it yourself."
I mean, yeah, I can't take it off because I'm on Twitch here. Like I can't just. There's TOS here. There's terms of service. I can't just go shirtless. You know, I can wear a wife beater, but tank top, whatever you want to call it. But besides that, I gotta cover the nips. You feel me, bro?
Pasties.
I don't think that counts. I don't
If you
know.
wear enough of them.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. All right, now that we crossed that bridge, Randall, you've seen 21 of them. What do you think of 21 bridges?
I
Hello?
would say it was a good movie, but
What is it about?
I wouldn't say I would watch it again.
It's like one of those first time watching it, you kind of got it. There's no rewatchability.
The first experience was great,
Okay.
but it's not. It's
It's not rewatchable.
Not a. I mean, maybe for some people, but the thrill and trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That whole aspect, like to me, in my opinion, this movie was like it was dependent upon that whole not knowing. And I mean, once you know, it's like, okay, it was good when I didn't know. Now that I know, I'm not gonna say I don't care, but I just, it's like, I can watch something else.
All right, so let's reorder this. What's the movie about? It sounds like it's a thriller.
So, Chadwick
They got
Boseman.
some big names in it. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So Chadwick Boseman plays a cop. His father used to be a cop. He's a very well-known cop, very famous cop, very respected. And unfortunately, something bad happens to his father in the beginning of the movie. And they fast forward to him being older, Chadwick Boseman character, because when his father died, he was a little boy.
Okay.
He follows in his father's footsteps, he becomes a cop, and then he's by the time they continue the story, he's a detective.
Oh, okay.
Very well known detective. Supposedly, they give hint to him being trigger happy. But he's really good at what he does, especially like figuring out crime scenes and stuff like that. So there's these two guys who end up committing a crime, but the crime ends up being something much larger, and he's trying to figure out who did what they did, why they did what they did, and why are the crooks going through taking all these extra steps. It's almost like if you I don't know, if you stole a piece of candy from a store, why would you go through all these extra steps? Like, I don't know how to say it without giving
Without
it away.
spoiling it.
Yeah.
To cover their traces, like
It's like if you commit a crime in a certain area, that
tracks.
area is now considered hot.
Uh-huh.
So you wouldn't stay in that area. You would like try to get away as far as possible.
Right.
And if it's a lot of money, then you need to find ways to transfer that money to different locations so that you can reach it at a later time once like the heat is off of you.
Right.
But they do the opposite of that. They're like in ground zero where it took place, and they're not leaving the city. And this is before the whole like we're going to shut the island down stuff. So he's trying to figure out
the streets with blue.
All their behavior is just not adding up. It doesn't make logical sense. It's just very dumb.
Okay.
So that ends up being part of a larger picture that Chadwick Boseman's character figures out. And that's pretty much it. It's just him trying to figure out what's going on. There are like layers of problems. It's like you're led to believe that there's one problem, and then once that problem gets solved, you find out that there's a bigger problem. And then once you get information on the second problem, then it's like, well, how is he going to handle it? And it becomes a bit intense. Not too intense, but a little bit intense.
Does it all take place like in one night?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy that plays
That keeps the pace going at a high rate.
Jameson in Spider-Man, he's in it. He plays like a chief of police.
Okay.
Oh, no, not a chief of police.
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays J.J. Jameson in Spider-Man. He's like, get me pictures of Spider-Man in the original trilogy. He's so awesome. I love him.
We're smiling because you have yet to see Homecoming or the newest one.
I'm smiling because I just said Jameson from Spider-Man.
Yo, Kelsey, can you pretend to be wanting to be here, please? Thanks.
I do want to be here. I'm just dozing in and out for some reason. I don't know why. I'm like selectively hearing everything.
I would rather rewatch Harley Quinn over this because I actually really like that movie.
Because that makes sense.
Actually, I can't wait to watch it again. But this movie was good for an initial watch. It was really good.
Because once that thrill's gone, you know what's happening.
There's nothing that like sinks its teeth into you, making you want to like
continue to live in that world.
Yeah, like
it's just real life.
It's kind of like, you know how like you watch a really good movie and you want to know, well, what did they do after all of this happened? Like once the movie's over and the credits are rolling, when a movie is really good, you start wondering what the characters are doing after, or you wonder where do they go from here, or how did they get to this point, or whatever it might be. But this is like one of those situations where like, okay, he figured out what happened. He, the situation is resolved. Then it's like, okay. I mean, there isn't really much to it. And I think it's because when you have movies that are very realistic, but practical at the same time, it doesn't have an extreme amount of room for imagination. So it becomes a little lackluster because it's just pretty much mimicking real life. And as we know it, real life can be very boring when it's like portrayed on screen. So
at that point, you can just compare how realistic is it.
Yeah, it's like, I can watch the news and pretty much see something similar to this. You might not know everything that happened that night or who was involved and how things went down, but it's pretty much similar. So the excitement for me was just the initial watching of not knowing, the element of the unknown. Like it's like
of you going through the notions he's going through.
Yeah, because like as he's figuring out different things that's going on, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool that he could figure. Like he's like, oh, they came in here. There was 2 shooters, and I could tell by the slugs they're over here, and he was a guy. He turned around. How did you know it was 2 guys? Well, the shot was from over here. He had suppressed fire. He was being advanced on. Like when he starts doing that Batman stuff, then
the Sherlock Holmes stuff.
Yeah, he it was not to the extent of Sherlock Holmes is just like on a whole other level. Like
okay.
That's just ridiculous. Like Sherlock Holmes know what you had for lunch 2 days ago based on the smell of your clothes.
Uh-huh.
But it was good. It was good detective work. It was good action as far as like the shooting. Yeah, it was good. It was good for initial watching.
So this isn't a go buy it on Blu-ray kind of thing. Just, hey, go rent it, enjoy the watch, and then move on.
If you're a person who likes meaty, really good meaty, like at its core, really good acting that you can be captivated or like drawn to, and you happen to like these particular actors and actresses in this movie, then I can see you like adding it to your collection. But if you're just like a person who just likes movies or whatever, I don't really know. There wasn't anything that stood out to me that made me feel like I need to add this to my collection. like Harley Quinn is something I would want to add to my collection because like we mentioned, like there were so many elements of the movie that was good. Like there was the action, there was the comedy, there was the vibrant colors, the cinematography, everything. It was dark and gritty at certain points, but then it could be bright and vibrant. And I was thoroughly surprised by the action. I was not expecting the action to be that creative.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of it was just melee.
Yeah.
Like that, it was awesome to watch.
And it's like, in my opinion, it for me, I know I'm like jumping off onto Harley Quinn, but it's like I watch so many martial arts movies. Like that's my thing. Is martial arts movies. Like I love
Ip Man and
House and Bruce Lee and Scott Adkins and Van Damme and all those guys like that. White. So I've seen 150,000 ways you can whoop somebody's behind. And still, she's not a martial artist, but still she had like martial artist elements to her fighting. You could tell it was more like street fighting with weapons, but she was very creative with it. Like she was doing she had like a ballerina style, sort of like I forget her name. It's a girl that's in Tekken that fights like that.
Lily?
Yeah, I think her name is Lily.
Blonde with the white and red on?
Yeah.
She stands like this with the gloves. Yeah. She's rich.
Yeah.
I want to see Lily.
She got the drip. It is Lily.
But yeah, but as far as 21 Bridges, it was good for me personally. It was good for the initial watch, not for a second round.
Okay.
I have a question for you then. So you said that since you know what happened, you don't really care to watch it again. Like it didn't hook you after you find out what happens. Would you have rather, or do you think a movie like Knives Out does a better job where you know what happened immediately and then they still find a way to keep your attention? Do you think they should have done it something like that?
Oh, I can't wait to watch Knives Out again. And I mean,
that's this week. It comes out on digital.
They announced the second one.
Yeah.
I actually really like that movie because of that fact that even though I know what happened from A to Z, it's still good to go through that ride again. Because even though I know like who did what and why they did what they did, it's just good to get back into the car and see how everything takes place because the acting was so good. It was so intense. It was very emotional. It had its elements of being creepy, but 21 Bridges it just doesn't have that, man. Like it doesn't have I want to see it again.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you an example what I mean by that. I've seen the Rocky IV movie like hundreds of times, and I'm sure
he dies.
Yeah, I've seen I know a lot of people have seen that movie, and they can talk about what happened verbatim, but every time during a fight with the Russian, when he punches him and he cuts him, and then the announcer's like, "He's cut. The Russian's cut." Like, so much blood rushes through my body to see that, because that's like a huge part of the movie. Like when that happened, the whole fight changed. Prior to that, the Russian was whooping his behind. It was like it was just messed up. It was like, I don't understand. Even though you know in the end, because Sylvester Stallone's character is the protagonist, you know he's going to find some way to win. Even though you know that, you have that knowledge in mind, you're watching this fight and you're like, this dude is getting his jump pushed in. He's like 20 times bigger than him. How is he going to beat him? Mm-hmm. But then when that part in the fight happens, it's like everything changes, man. Like it's just like it's
a momentum shift.
Yeah, it's a landslide. And when you have elements like that in a movie, when you have stuff that acts that are so powerful that even though you can see them 40, 50,000 times over and over and over, but it still hits you really hard, I think those are the things that are like, that make a movie worth, you want to watch it over and over and over and over. And like Knives Out is like that. For me, Harley Quinn is like that. But 21 Bridges, it's just too straightforward. Yes, it's too much like real life. It's like there's a crime, bunch of cops, some people get killed. There's a crime that needs to be solved. Look at forensics, blah blah blah. chase this dude down, and movie.
It was like a by the numbers CSI show.
Yeah, I mean, I've never watched CSI, but I would imagine so. Yeah,
I get that.
But
but
magnify everything.
Enhance.
well, no,
Yeah,
it wasn't like
there it
that.
is.
It wasn't over the top, or it wasn't like they didn't draw too much attention to things that shouldn't be. That was like very small or whatever. It wasn't over the top at all. It's just that.
What are you doing, Anthony? Why do you keep doing that?
Just for the
What's your
viewers.
problem?
Doing what?
He keeps just going. Doing some stupid shit.
Oh.
It's because I don't have my glasses on so they can see my eyes, so I stare at a specific spot on my screen and just move my head, and I look like a painting that's like following you from side to side. You know what I'm saying?
The acid's kicking in. It's not why.
It's pretty much that, to be honest.
Alright, so what are you saying, Randall? Because that was just getting me tight for no reason.
But no, I'm just saying, like, it's good for me. It was just good for the first watch, not a second watch.
Okay, I can see that.
But Knives Out, definitely. Even though you know what happens, you want to watch it again because you just want to see it. You just want to see it happen again. And,
So
and Daniel Craig's performance is just like, I just want to see him act like that over and over and over.
Is it a bagel or donut?
Randall's reviewing movies we reviewed
It's like
7 episodes ago.
It's like a donut inside a donut. What?
Dying. Sorry.
I'm laughing because you put in His Dark Materials, said 2 sentences, but a movie we reviewed 7 episodes ago, you're like, bro, let's get into Daniel Craig's performance, dude.
Well, I did ask him.
Oh my god, that's funny. That's hilarious.
Because my Dark Materials was his Dark Materials.
You don't
was,
have Dark Materials, Randall. He has Dark Materials.
I have Dark Materials.
What section of Pornhub?
Has nothing to do with porn.
Oh.
This is his browser stream.
Oh. Go ahead, Randall.
It was good. It was. I mean, I would just be reiterating everything that you said previously. It's just that the last episode left a bad taste in my mouth. Like I wasn't happy with it. The fight was lackluster. It wasn't even really a fight.
There's no fight. Yeah, there's.
It's like that. So to me, I felt like that was such a waste. It could have been something a lot more epic, especially for the last episode in the season.
The thing is, the big fight for this story was at the station. That was, and then this is just like, oh, next season on. It's to set up what's going to happen the next season.
And then her father, like I don't know what to say about him, man. Like he's just.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Well, no, I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, you don't. First of all, he's not in it that much.
Because it's not about him. This story arc is not about that. Remember, Randall, this is a TV show, not a movie.
I assume that the title being His Dark Materials, that the his was him.
Well, Randall, this is from a book called that, and this is just the first season.
Hmm.
You got to keep that in mind. This is a TV show, not a film. If this was a film and ended like that, I'm like, yes, someone needs to be sat down and say, don't ever do this again. But they need to have some sort of hook for the next season.
Did he just cut out again?
Yep, I guess I cut out. It could download fine, and then
your face, you were like, you had like your eyes closed. You're in the middle of saying something, and then you would just cut in and out.
the thing that's weird that on this recording, you guys are fine. Like I can hear you guys like reacting to me disconnecting. So I'm like, why is this happening? This is going to be such a confusing episode. So Knives Out, make sure to go watch that.
Didn't we already review Knives Out like 4 episodes ago?
Yeah, it's on digital this week, I think. So if you missed it in theaters, I highly recommend at least renting it. It's a great mystery movie.
I've heard really good things about it, aside from just you guys. Apparently, it's better than Cats.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead on a limb, and the Sonic movie that comes out this Friday will be better than Cats by a
Dude, it looks
landslide.
better than Cats. Like, the original looked better than Cats.
Yo, like, what are they thinking, dude?
They're saying that this is Jim Carrey's first comedy in a long time.
It is because he's only done
Kidding.
what Kick-Ass. That's not a
That's more like a drama, isn't it?
yeah. That's more
It's
drama.
a comedy drama.
But it's what they mean is like
Dumb and Dumber. like
Dumber,
funny.
Dumber. Like it's primarily comedy.
That's the last movie they did. Remember they made another Dumb and Dumber?
That was years ago.
Yeah, but that's newer than Kick-Ass.
I mean, I'd have to fact check you there, but because he was in Kick-Ass 2, not Kick-Ass 1.
And it's still...
Okay, I mean you can look it up. And Kick-Ass 2 wasn't even a comedy.
But you said Kick-Ass.
I was thinking
24
Kick-Ass 2, and I'm thinking around that area.
2014?
It's okay. Margot Robbie played a really good Margot Robbie.
I mean, the thing is, I can replace Margot Robbie with Will Smith, and it's a true statement.
Did you know that Dolly Parton showed up to a Dolly Parton lookalike contest and lost?
How?
Some dude in drag looked more like Dolly Parton than she did, apparently.
Would you be happy or sad about that? Because he looked better, or like
I don't know. Lewis Black showed up. Lewis Black was flown out to try out for a part in a show about Lewis Black and lost. Apparently, he wasn't Lewis Black enough.
What does that do to your psychology? Like you're like I'm not even myself at this point. I'm gonna go home and try to be myself.
Now we just hire the person that looks more like me than me as a body double and send them out so they can be a distraction. I can do what I want.
Yeah, these are facts. Let's get some facts in the chat. Okay. So he liked his Dark Materials. 21 Bridges is run of the mill kind of thing. What we got? Kelsey. Tell us about
What's
your
up?
motherboard, dude. What happened to you?
So I've been having a shit ton of problems with my computer
Yeah.
for the last 2 years. Constant blue screens. I've tried, running tests, trying to fix any of the blue screens that come up. Whatever. So the other day, I've already told you guys this. I was playing a game and using a controller that was Bluetooth, and the computer just freezes, goes bzz, and then shuts off. It goes right back to the post screen for the BIOS and then boots back up. I'm like, great. So as soon as it gets back on, I turn my controller on to try and connect to the computer again. It won't connect. I'm like, okay. So I go into the Bluetooth options. It says paired, but Bluetooth is currently off. But there's no switch to turn the Bluetooth off or turn the Bluetooth on. It literally fried itself to the point where it doesn't recognize the onboard Bluetooth anymore. I was like, that's cute. That's wonderful. So I replaced the motherboard. I got a new motherboard and I sprung for a 2 terabyte M2 drive so that I could get rid of the two because I had two 1 terabyte drives rated 0 together, and I was like, well, let's just get rid of that. So I swapped everything over, turned it on. It was great. I looked at the time and it said the time was actually an hour ahead.
Okay.
So I was like, well, let's try and fix that. You need to activate Windows. Okay. I have all of my keys tied to my Microsoft account. I'll just, tell it that I switched hardware.
Yep.
So I pulled it up and said, recently changed hardware. Let's activate it. Sorry, we can't do that at this time. Try again later. Okay. So I Tried it a couple more times. It kept telling me that, it wouldn't do anything. Finally, like I found this activation troubleshooter that Microsoft has built in. Told it that I recently switched hardware. It was like, oh, which computer is yours? And I selected because it's the computer's name the same, because it's the same fucking hard drive that had Windows on it before. And it was like, oh, it's the WyrdTv one. Can't activate Windows. Try again later. What the fuck? Okay. So then I'm like searching the forums and things, trying to find anything that's like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, whatever. Nothing that I found worked. So I called the hotline, the activation hotline, and got a hold. The lady that picked up had to have been from India, because I couldn't understand shit that she was saying. And she's like,
back up. So if you don't understand what they're saying, India.
well, no, she had the accent sounded like.
Got it. Because
the way that she talked, it's not, because you could, like, when people have an accent, you can tell roughly
where they're
accent, from.
You just said I didn't understand them, so you went straight to India. So I'm like, are all your animes in Indian?
I just imagine like someone that like someone tells them they're from Japan and they start speaking Japanese, and since he doesn't know, like, you're Indian.
You're Indian.
No, that's just where Microsoft hires a lot of its tech support, is in India. And so she's like, I explained to her the situation. I'm like, I'm trying to reactivate Windows. My motherboard died. I replaced it, and I can't. It won't activate. She's like, okay. So what I need you to do is hit Command R and then type in this command. And it took her like 4 minutes to explain to me what the letters were, because I couldn't understand anything that she was saying. So I do it, and nothing happens. Like, literally nothing happened. And I tell her, I was like, nothing happened. And she's like, can you entered this? And I was like, yeah. And then I read it back to her and did it again. It was like, nothing happened. She's like, well, did you just recently install this? No, I changed my motherboard over so that I could, because the old one died. And she's like, oh, well, I have to transfer you to another department.
Are you kidding?
So she transfers me to another department.
Okay.
I'm assuming another Indian guy picked up, but he was a little. I could at least understand him a little bit better.
So he's not.
So I explained this.
He's not deep into India. He's a tourist there.
It sounds like that, like, he started learning English fairly early.
Got it.
So I'm talking to him. I explained the same thing. My motherboard died. I swapped out the motherboard. Everything else is the same. I just need to reactivate Windows. Oh, okay. So just go here, which is the activation wizard that I've already done, and click this, choose your computer, and, do it. And I'm like, okay, I did that. It says I can't activate. Please try again later. He's like, okay. And you chose the old computer. Yeah, I think I would know which one is it, because I have two of them and one of them is still running. That, and it's named the fucking same thing because it's the same goddamn, hard drive that I had before.
Sir, don't come to me with that bullshit.
And then he's like, well, do you have the original product key? No, that's the point of tying it to my Microsoft account, is so that when this shit happens, all I have to do is go click, 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 and I'm done.
Did it boom after? Or?
Well, you need the original product key to reactivate this. I've been on the phone for like 45 fucking minutes, only to find out that I should just go onto eBay and buy a $5 key and then fucking reactivate it.
Is that what you ended up doing?
Yes! I ended up just going on eBay and buying a $5 key, waiting half an hour, getting the key, and reactivating the stupid Windows.
Attaboy.
But I haven't had any problems with my computer since I changed out the motherboard. So I'm assuming that the motherboard was the root of the problem, and that it's not my memory, and it's not
how long
my
have you had
graphics
that
card or anything
motherboard?
else. Do what?
How long have you had the motherboard that fried on you?
Less than 2 years.
Oh, damn.
I think I bought it in 2018.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 2017. Maybe I had it for about 2 years.
Oh no, that's still too early. I thought you had it for like 8 years or something.
No, all of my others, like literally every other computer. I've built 3 computers. and I've had them for 8 years apiece at least.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, yo, that sounds like it was just time to die. But if it's only like 2 years, that's
So Adam and I had the same motherboard because he upgraded his computer around the same time that I did.
uh-huh.
Adam also had a lot of fun with his motherboard. So
Let's go ahead and
he
out
got to the
the
point-
manufacturer. What brand was it?
this is
Somehow
AS
it's
Rock.
Razer. Okay.
AS. Oh, okay. That
AS Rock.
doesn't surprise me. They're like the low end ones.
Sort of like, I mean, we bought like a mid-range. We bought a mid-range motherboard. It wasn't like we're like, oh, we're gonna get this $14 motherboard and that'll do everything that we need to. No, I mean the thing, like when we bought it was like $160, and compared to all the others, it had like some really nice features because it came with a built-in wireless and Bluetooth module, so that we could like do stuff with it, and it did everything that we needed to do and still had room to upgrade.
What
And
I
so
mean by
we're like,
low end, I mean it's like the Vizio of motherboards, where it's
Yeah,
cheap
so
but it gets the
apparently-
job done.
yeah, I didn't know that at the time, and so Adam's having a problem with his, where I finally get him back into playing Path of Exile, and his computer and his playing Path of Exile, my game would just crash. I didn't have
Okay.
that problem with any other game. It would literally just shut off.
I was
I started having that same problem with Cooney as well. And it would just like I would be in there and it would just crash. Adam started having the same problem. And then it got to the point where he'd load Path of Exile, click log in, and the computer would restart. Not crash. It literally would just go, we're at the post screen for BIOS. Okay? So
I can only imagine this fucking rage.
so he's
Are
like,
you fucking
what
kidding me?
the fuck? Yeah, so we tried all sorts of stuff. Tried reinstalling it, tried moving where the install location was, because he had like 3 or 4 drives and all this shit. Then he finally got it working again, and then it started doing it again where he couldn't even log in. So I was like, I mean, it sounds like there's a problem with your RAM, or maybe it's your power supply. Maybe there's just a huge draw and the power supply is just not able to give it when you start it up.
Right.
And he like looked on the forums and other people had said the same thing. If something is not getting enough power at the time that it needs it, it will cause your entire computer just to shut off and restart. And so we're like, okay, so obviously your power supply is dying. So we look online, he orders a new power supply. He plugs everything in and it just sits there in power cycles, just power cycle. So I'm like, okay, well, let's break this down. Let's see if we can figure this out. So I'm like, only plug in the motherboard and see if you can get it to turn on. He's like, okay. So he plugs it in, it turns on. I'm like, okay, now add
The CPU.
plugging. Do what?
The CPU and then RAM.
Yeah.
And
So he did the CPU and then he did the video card. Great. Everything turns on. Then he plugs in his hard drive. Turns on. Then he plugs in his other 2 hard drives. Power cycles. Okay, that's weird. So then he unplugs it all. He unplugs the 2 other hard drives, just power cycles. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
So he went back a step, and it's just no. We're gonna power cycle
It's
here
still
now.
not working. No,
Got it.
not at all. So that's just power cycling, and he's like, I don't understand, and I'm confused because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that does.
So he's like, he's doing the stuff, and what was it? So he's like, we're trying to work through it. We're not getting anywhere. So I'm like, he has a micro center right near him, which if
That's
you have a
pretty neat.
micro center near you, it's the best shit ever. They have cheap stuff, or they have like all of the major brands for super cheap, and they actually have a tech staff that knows what they're talking about, not like Best Buy with their garbage geek squad that doesn't know shit.
Talk to
So
him.
he takes it in there, and he like just takes his whole computer in and goes,
Fix
I don't know
it.
what's going on. Can you please just look at this? And they're like, yeah. And so they he explains what's going on. They look at it, they try it, and he's like, that's weird. And so he pulls the power supply out.
That's weird.
So the guy pulls the power supply out and was like, let me test something. Plugs the power supply up to one of their like voltage meter things, and it goes, it's literally not giving you any power. What do you mean it's not giving it? It's a brand new power supply.
Just hopes and dreams are powering the motherboard.
Yes. So he's like okay. So he gets a new power supply, and then he buys some upgraded RAM because I think he had 16 gigs, 4 sticks of 4 gigs, so 16 gigs in total. He's like, well, I'll just do 32 gigs, and upgrade the RAM, and we'll just do it now. And he's like, okay. So he buys the new power supply.
The second time now.
Yeah, goes back, hooks everything up. It still won't do shit. And he's like, what the fuck is going on here?
I would have took a sledgehammer to it and be like, I'm done. Turning on my Xbox.
This was like a 4-day process, dude. I mean, it was awful. He was so bored because it's his only home computer. And so he's just like, I don't honestly know what to do. Yeah, like I can, I guess I could sit here and just watch movies till my eyes bleed.
Yeah, that's not a bad alternative.
So then I was like, maybe you need to try replacing your motherboard. Maybe your motherboard's the problem. So he goes back to the Micro Center, buys a new motherboard, comes back, replaces everything. Granted, it's like 11:30 at night at this point. He's getting everything like set up. So he sends me a picture of it posting to the BIOS screen and then loading up the UEFI or whatever thing.
The BIOS
and then he says, "I'm not crying, you're crying." And then 5 seconds later, I get another. It won't do anything else.
What?
What do you mean it won't? He's like, I don't know. I literally go to save and exit, and it just cycles back through to the UEFI screen. Well, that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like the only thing you have hooked up is he has an M2 drive as well that holds his Windows copy. And I was like, that's the thing that you have hooked up, right? He's like, yeah, I installed it. It sees it. It's right there. It shows it. I was like, okay, that's strange.
Yeah.
And I was like, try changing some of the options. Try resetting the defaults. Like, maybe choose the boot menu. See if you can get it to come up. So he pulls up the boot menu, loads the hard drive, right back into the BIOS screen. It was like, what the fuck is going on? I said the only thing I can think of is that it no longer recognizes it as a boot partition. That the old motherboard fried it in such a way that it doesn't recognize it as a boot partition anymore. I was like, so you're gonna need to make
a recovery disk.
Reinstall Windows. Yeah.
Oh,
he's like, how do I do that? Well, you need a Windows machine. Because their Windows, you can't download the ISO anymore and just burn it to. I mean, you can if you can find it, but like finding it is a pain in the ass. And so he's like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to make a Windows disk or a Windows USB if I don't have
a PC to use?
A Windows machine, And so at like 12:15 in the morning, he goes into work to use the computers there to create a Windows image disk.
Fuck out of here.
And then comes home at like 1:00 and plugs it in, and it won't recognize the USB drive.
Yo. I would have been done.
So he's like, I don't know what to do. I was like, what do you mean? What's going on? He goes, it won't recognize the USB drive at all, period. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I was like, I mean, you can't see it in the boot menu or anything? He's like, no, it only shows me all of my hard drives. Well, try unplugging your extra hard drives. Make sure that it doesn't have like a limit for some reason on the number of things that it can display.
Uh-huh.
Still won't see the USB. It's like 1:30 a.m. at this point. I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Because it's Saturday, but I'm like, I need to get some sleep.
Right.
So it keeps fucking around with it. And finally, like,
At
gets
5
it.
in the morning.
Yeah, finally, gets it to recognize the USB. Starts installing Windows, and it recognizes it immediately, and it's like, oh, here's a Windows machine. Let's do this. So he ended up spending like $600-700 just to fix his
Stupid
the motherboard.
motherboard.
Yeah. The reason we thought it was the power supply was because, I mean, if at any point in time, it doesn't have any power, it'll shut the machine off. And last time he moved that power supply over, and it was probably 10-12 years old at the time. So I was like, maybe it's just dying. I mean, it's had a good run at 10-12 years.
Yeah.
And so then we started like trying to diagnose everything else, and just more and more and more shit just kept piling on top of it. It was on the outside, it was absolutely hilarious.
I'm sure
on the inside,
he
I was
wanted to...
crying about a little bit.
Yeah, like hearing this story has me I have anxiety now. Like I'm waiting for my motherboard to just shit the bed in the middle of this podcast.
Yeah, needless to say, we're not gonna buy anything AS Rock anymore. I went with
MSI,
Asus.
Asus, well, yeah, they're one of the top ones.
Yeah, so I ended up buying their ROG. ROG something.
Yeah, the Republic of Gamers one.
Yeah, Asus ROG Strix.
Yeah. Okay.
It seems it has I've stopped using Newegg because nobody seems to use Newegg anymore. Like I went on there to I really like Newegg because it's a lot easier to pinpoint
Browse.
down what you actually want. Then I go to Amazon and go, what are the actual reviews on this? Because Newegg doesn't have shit anymore.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up on Newegg. This motherboard had 150 reviews and had 3.5 stars. I looked it up on Amazon, had over 4,000 reviews. Let's see. It had 4,000 reviews and 4.5 stars. I was like, guess I'm going with this thing.
Angel in my chat says just throw it all away and start a new one for a new build. Don't bother with motherboard. As soon as the motherboard goes, just throw it away. I mean, he's facts. That way you get new hardware. You can play Cyberpunk in 7K.
Well, after Adam, because Adam replaced his before I replaced mine, and when he was having all those problems, I was like, I bet you that all the blue screens, all the random shutoffs, everything that I've been having problems with is because of the motherboard. Yep. And then when it was we don't support Bluetooth anymore. Bullshit. I know that fucking unit exists in there because I was just using it.
So that's what...
So I was like, well, let's just replace that.
Well...
So yeah, there's
motherboard replacement.
It was the for anybody wondering, it was the AS Rock X370 Tai Chi. Don't get it.
Yeah, I second that. If you're over here deleting Bluetooth soldering, I don't know how the hell it did that, but
well, I think the Bluetooth thing is just just like a PCI card that sits in there. Because I didn't even look to see if this board has it, but it doesn't, and so I've been looking to get one.
Gotcha. What Adam could have done is just forget about the whole thing and start playing cards. Like Brian. Tell me about Legends of Runeterra, sorry.
Alright, so boom. This game is still in beta. It's an open beta as of maybe a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Every time they had a closed beta, I had to do something that day, so I didn't get to try it. There's no story, obviously. It's a fucking card game. It's set within the League world, so you have characters in your deck that are playable in League. So you have Heimer, and so they don't do it like Hearthstone is what I'm gonna
compare it to
because I didn't play Magic. So a lot of people are saying it's if they got Magic the Gathering and got Hearthstone and mixed it. Saying that's what this game is. Within Hearthstone, there's classes of decks. So there's like, oh, you can use a druid deck or whatever, and the main character, you have like a main character that has spells, and they have set cards. In Legend of Runeterra, you don't have a set character. You have like the cards are split not by class but by faction. So you have cards, or Shadow Isles, like a bunch of dead people, those kind of things. And this game lets you mix up to 2 factions within one deck. Where like before, it's like if you're a priest, you only have priest cards and general cards.
You know,
And-
I have one question for you right off rip, and you know what's
Hmm.
coming. Can you attack directly around the people you have in front of you? Or do you have to get rid of the cards on the deck and then you can attack the main guy?
There's spells that you can hit it, but if it's like monsters, you can't be like. You basically directly put someone in front of them and they have to do something about the thing in front of them.
Good. I'm like, this is better than Hearthstone
it's-
already.
Yeah, so it's not like Hearthstone where you can just hit the
straight
person.
up attack the guy even though he's got goons on the That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, dude.
Well, that's why they have taunt characters so that you can't do that.
Brian,
But I thought you could still block, or tell them that you wanted to block.
and
Do you
Hearthstone?
not set blockers in Hearthstone?
You have to have a taunt character that basically makes it so you can only hit
No,
those kind of people.
It's trash. Kelsey, don't worry about it. It's hot trash.
I don't play Hearthstone, so
Good, you made a good choice.
I
This
played
one,
I played it for the first like 2 minutes that it came out, and then I was like, yeah, this is too dumbed down for me.
I enjoyed Hearthstone. I wanted them to add like the 2-headed, what is it in Magic? 2-headed dragon mode? It was like 2v2, but they never did. So then I stopped playing.
But go ahead.
So hey, in Hearthstone, you have the decks that are built around a certain champion. In this game, the champions are cards. So characters like Heimer or like Garen, Ashe, they're playable cards that are like behind certain regions. And the special thing about these cards is by doing certain functions, you level the card up, and they get more like benefits. So like for Thresh is the dead guy that hooks people in League of Legends. He's in the Shadow Isle deck. I have to dumb it down for Anthony because he doesn't play League.
He lives in the Shadow Realm.
Oh
He
my
wishes.
god, with Raiden?
He's the gatekeeper.
Oh, like Jesus?
To level Thresh, you have to TSB. That's the other weird thing. So you have your hand, then you play a card, and they're like on their own like pedestal, and then from there you can pick them up and put them to attack or defend an attack.
Okay.
He has to be on that like separate pedestal, and he has to witness 6 units die.
Okay.
When he does that, he levels up and he gets like special I guess
Moves
perks.
or yeah, red text, if
I
you
don't-
will.
I don't remember what he gets because I don't play him, but they're like little win scenarios kind of for each character. So it allows you to put whatever champions you want in your deck and still build it around them without you being forced to play X person whenever you pick like a Shadow Isles deck. So I like that. The pace is a lot slower than Hearthstone. Hearthstone seems like it goes quicker. This one, it kind of reminds me of Gwent's pace, where there's a lot more time to think because everything for the most part matters. And it's kind of like a slower, methodical card game to Hearthstone.
Do you have to level up the cards each time, or is it something that like
Read my
if
mind.
you get it, it just sticks with it?
Read my mind.
So because they're regular cards, and let's say, oh, I level Thresh, I can slaughter him and he's gone unless you have another one in your deck. So you can have multiple champion cards, and if you level them, or if you play them, those other cards become a certain spell that's like their specialty, and if you play that spell, it shuffles another Thresh card into your deck.
What he's asking
Sorry.
is if the XP persistent between games.
Mhm. Well, no, I was getting to that now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I was still explaining the champion, how like what's special about them. If let's say you level Thresh and I killed him, within the same game, if you have another Thresh card, you have to level it again. So it's like a inbound. It's like a MOBA. You don't buy.
Okay,
like,
now you
items
answered.
And then the next, yeah.
We're attacking, but like between games, not like if you have a
Yeah,
second
that's what I
one.
mean. No, like it's like a MOBA. Everything
Okay,
resets.
that
the next
answers
time you play
everything.
Okay.
Got it. I'm like, you're hitting me with if you have another thresh. I'm like, fam, I just need to know if my level 73 thresh is always going to be level 73.
I don't know why I forgot that League is a MOBA, so I could have just said no. It's like a MOBA.
That's all I wanted to know. I was going to ask that question, then you hit me with if I have a second one in my deck. I'm only going to have one card of each person, all right?
Without spending money in the game, seems like a good amount of chances to get card packs and things like that. They have daily quests. They have daily quests like Hearthstone has, where like, oh, play this amount of this faction card today, and you get money or XP. It's usually XP. And okay, the XP is not necessarily to your account. There's different they kind of act like battle passes, but it's not like a seasonal thing. It's like a progression route, and they have one per region or like faction.
Okay.
And if you activate it, you can only level one at a time, but that doesn't mean you have to play that region in your deck to level it.
Okay. It's just that's what you're going to be working on.
Yeah, you know, like in MKX, you can pick like Brotherhood of Shadow, whatever, and
Yep.
it's like that. Each level you get things like chests. They have cards or the shards like Hearthstone has, so you can make your own cards.
Mm-hmm.
They have things called wild cards, which are basically blank cards that you can use to instantly craft a card. It doesn't use the currency. It's like a get one card free thing.
Oh.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's... So they have the daily quest. They have some things called like weekly vault, and it's like a good amount of XP you need for these, and they open every Tuesday. The goal is like to play as much as possible to upgrade the tier of this vault, so when it does open, you get like
rare
shit.
stuff. Got it. That's a good incentive to keep playing then for the week.
Yeah, so they have reasons to play. Unlike Hearthstone, you can do private matches with your friends and still get XP and finish quests that way.
Really?
That was what I was going to ask you about, because I watched you play for a little while, and the game itself looked pretty cool. But I didn't know if you were playing online and just like able to like join a lobby, or if it was like a private game.
So there's regular online, like casual,
like matchmaking.
Ranked. Yeah, they added a mode where it's like the draft mode from Hearthstone, where you're given random choices of cards to make your deck, and then you play people with that deck.
Ooh.
Speaking of deck, there's a harder limit on how big your deck has to be. It has to be 40 cards. You have to have 40 cards in your deck. You can't be like Hearthstone. You're like, oh, just a bare minimum. That way I can get things more consistently. You have to have 40 cards.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. So you can play with your friends and still level and get quests done if you don't want to play with other people and deal with like bullshit. Like if you're not ready to play other people, you can just play friends.
How's the netcode? Like there's a frame rate. Does it have GGPO or what?
Yeah, dude. When I did block low into play card, it was like seamless.
Seamless lit. All right, that's the one.
They've already built in a way to. They have the premium currency and they have the shards you get to make cards. They already have cosmetic stuff that affects nothing, but you can put it on. So like you have your little pet, that's like your avatar.
Okay.
You can buy other ones that'll replace that, and then the board itself, like the theme behind, like around it, you can change that.
That's pretty neat. And do you get like those skins while you're progressing through the faction you pick?
So far, no. That stuff's tied behind the premium currency so far.
That makes sense. That's how they have their stuff set up anyway. Aesthetic stuff is just pay, and then the rest is in game.
I don't know if I'm missing anything. I'm enjoying the game.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, is it fun to play? Like,
yeah, because I've never played Magic. I played Magic like once, and
do you tap in this game like in Magic?
I don't remember what that is.
Tapping is that if you use them for your attack, you can't use them to defend.
Oh no! So the way turns work is, I'm trying to. Okay, so one person has an attack token. That means that round they're allowed to attack you. The other person, all they can do is block your attack for the most part. Not including like flavor text for cards, like just the base game. This guy attacks. or you defend.
And
Now,
can you
round
choose which cards to defend against what characters, or is it just if like you're in front of this guy and those two have to fight?
if I'm on attack and I lay down whoever I'm trying to attack you with, and it's your turn, you pick. Oh, I'm gonna put this guy here. I'm gonna let this guy hit me, but I'm gonna put this guy here. Now, there's flavor text that's called Challenger, where the person attacking, when they play them to like try to initiate the attack, they can pull whoever they want that's on your like second little like deployed phase. You know, I said there was a card phase, like a ready to deploy.
Yeah.
They can just pick who's in front of them if they have this flavor text, if they're a Challenger character.
Okay. So if they want
Is
to
there some-
decimate some card that's in the deployment, they can get rid of them quick.
Mm-hmm. Now, rounds usually end only after, like, either both people pass and no one's attacking or defending, or the attack and defense phase goes by and then you're done playing stuff. They're pretty long rounds. They can be pretty long unless you're like, oh, I'm just gonna attack you. If I didn't win, no, pass,
Mhm.
and then it flips. Now, that's how the basics work. There's flavor text really changed the game because there's things called a rally, like a rally aspect to certain characters, where if it's your turn and my character has rally, like it's your turn to attack, and I play a rally character, it's my turn to attack again. It says, fuck you, I'm attacking first.
So you keep it for the next round as well?
So after you attack, it goes back to the other person.
Oh, shit.
There's things like, there's certain things like, oh, you can stun them so they can't use them to attack or defend. There's a flavored text that says frostbite, where it makes your attack just 0. Spells have 3 different tiers. There's something called burst, where you can play it and they're not allowed to counter your spell with like something that denies it or something. There's fast, which you can play at any point, but they have enough time to counter it. And then there's slow, where like if you rush to attack and you're in the attack phase, I can't play this. And there's so many different spells. There's things that, oh, I can just instantly kill him. I can buff my person. So even when you're attacking and defending, there's still chances for you to be like, you weren't ready for this. This guy got buffed 7 damage, or he does 7 damage, and now I just bodied your best guy. There's always like, you're always
Swapping your tech, like you're swapping your strategy like on the fly, instead of, oh, I'm building my character for this character, I just gotta wait for the one card to come in and I'm gonna body them the rest of the match.
Yeah, unlike Hearthstone, there's a lot of room for you to strategize. There's a lot of different moving variables, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you're allowed to play, you can, or if you know someone's gonna try to do this because they have these 2 regions in their deck, they're gonna play it to this way. So let me hold this for X moment. There's a lot of theory crafting, at least now, because maybe the game's new. The funnest part is trying to decide what cards I want in my deck and what suits me, because I'm trying to make it the way I played characters in Hearthstone.
Grapplers.
And it's harder to. Yeah, no. it's called control decks. They're usually like, it's like zoning with cards.
Okay.
So it's like Android 16.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't know what else to say right now for the game. I'm enjoying it.
Is it in beta right now? What's the availability? Is it like only invite only? It's open? Like we can just sign up and play?
Mm-hmm. I've been looking for a card game to get into because I liked Hearthstone, but I didn't care to go back. And then Shadowverse looked like an anime version of Hearthstone, so I didn't jump into that.
Do you know if this is coming to mobile as well? To combat Hearthstone? Okay, cool.
You can pre-register for where I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy it so far.
I might have to install it and give it a couple of rounds to see if I like this.
There's a region that's just for you. There's one that's called Noxus. That it seems like it's built around just pure offense.
You got me. I want my cards to hit the ground and everyone trembles in fear because one shot will kill them.
There's flavor text called Overwhelm. So let's say you're
speaking my language.
And this character has Overwhelm, and I'm defending, and you kill
it means
the
in
guy
the game, not in life.
Oh, okay. Then no, never mind. It's different.
And your character has Overwhelm. I'm defending. You kill the thing that's defending. Whatever extra damage, like overkill damage, you have, it hits me directly. Like
Let's go. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Can I just put 40 cards that have Overwhelm?
If you want, you don't have to have spells. If you wanted just only monsters,
Bro, I'm gonna have so many goons. All right, that sounds cool. I'm gonna have to. It's free, right? Like you didn't have to
Yeah,
pay.
it's free.
Okay, open
No.
beta. Got it. All right, I'm gonna check it out. I think I still have the launcher for League on here, so I just is it installed through that team launcher?
I don't really know how to pull up the launcher for that. Like I downloaded it and then it brings up the same like login and then it plays that game instead. I don't know if there's an application for the base launcher or not. I just usually click the game's launcher and it brings me there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's a base Riot. It's a Riot launcher now. They swapped it when
Okay.
when they announced all those. When they announced that Overwatch competitor game, this game, and they announced there can be other games. So
Okay.
I think when they did that,
Are
they
you
had
talking
the
about
launcher.
the Dota Legends or whatever?
No, that's Valve's. Riot announced they're gonna have like their own new FPS game that's gonna be hero based, like Overwatch is. And
They're
like
trying to make it like
it's called like
Overwatch
Project.
and CS:GO.
Yeah, it's like called Project A. They have some footage of them testing out stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah,
just
I thought
need them
that's the
to
same
make
thing
their-
I thought. I'm like, okay.
I
Yeah,
just need them to make their fighting game.
I
Just release
saw.
it.
Sorry, I thought you were done after fighting game. It's that the way you ended it made it sound like you were done.
No, I'm done now.
I saw something about CS:GO and somebody else congratulating. Riot Games Project A receives high praise from CS:GO pros and journalists.
That's good. That's actually a good start. That's the game. It's like a hero based CS:GO.
So TF2.
No, because this is round based. Like it's like sieges. Like you have one life per round, like CS:GO.
Oh,
So you have powers and stuff, but there's like you only get one life. So
yeah. So apparently it's getting high praise from a lot of people.
that's good.
I happened to read that in the Gamer News feed a little bit ago, so it's interesting that it actually came up.
I don't know when that game's coming out though. It's probably quite a ways away.
I'm sure.
Just released a fighting game already.
Oh yeah, that's the other game. Yeah, it was the card game, the fighting game, and then the shooting game, the shooter.
There's another one too. There's like a action RPG that's Bird's Eye, I think.
Oh, that's neat. Oh yeah,
They're
they showed it at
isometric.
Game Awards. You talking about the? Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Isometric or Bird's Eye?
It's isometric. Both. It's bird's eye view. Is from the top down, sort of. No, because I mean that would mean directly above. I'd go with isometric. All right, Brian. Let me know about Brent Fight. I can't pronounce his last name. How do you pronounce
It's
Faiyaz?
literally
Faiyaz?
Faiyaz. Look
Faiyaz.
at the white guy got it before you.
I
What's
just
your
said it. I
problem?
can't pronounce that last name. It doesn't say Abel on it.
I
So.
mean, Faiyaz, like it.
Yeah, but I don't want to say Faya, and then it's like, oh, that's wrong.
It's literally phonetically spelled for you.
It's not. Look, Brent.
It is.
That could be Fayai.
Okay.
So,
No, okay, moving on.
so tell me about Fuck the World.
All right. So
Single or an actual
how-
project?
There's a song called but it's an album.
Oh, okay.
I was late to the Brent Faiyaz train because the first thing I heard from him, like his music, was in 2017 when he dropped his last album, and I fucking love that album. So then this came out last Friday, and I was like, hey, let's get it. It's 10 songs, 26 minutes. Like it's pretty short. It's like EP length kind of, but it's an album. He said it's an album.
I'm starting to like the short albums, man.
Yeah.
You're in, you're out.
You mean you didn't like those 46 songs that
Eric Bellinger put in? No, I'm
Yeah.
good. Thanks. Jesus.
he could have released those as two separate CDs?
Probably
like
4
two
separate.
and been way better off.
Yeah.
Let's say this album comes out. I listened to it yesterday just so it could be
Fresh.
In case I didn't like it, it could be fresh. Unlike the singles I listened to earlier this year, where I heard it like Friday and then Tuesday was a podcast and I barely remembered what they sounded like.
Yeah.
So if whoever doesn't know Brent Faiyaz, he does a lot of like R&B. That production-wise, it sounds like older music, but his cadence and stuff sounds like newer age.
Modern R&B.
Like, you know those rapper singers?
Mm-hmm.
Like those kind of people. The first song,
Like Drake when he started off.
yeah, but better.
Yeah.
The first song goes in with good production. The middle part, I was like, it's all right. I was like, it can go either way here. It can be just really bad or really good. There's 10 songs in this album. I hearted 7 of them.
Are they? Is it like all of it one R&B thing? There's no like crazy like hip hop thing on there or experimental genre he was doing in any of those, or just straight R&B?
All the like experimentation is within the production itself, but a lot of it is like R&B-ish. There's songs that kind of go a little more to like a rap kind of beat, but it's still at the very least borderline. If that makes sense.
Okay. How's the lyrics?
Lyrics?
Or is he not that chatty in this one?
What I like about his music is you hear his voice and it's like, oh, he's just some dude singing about something pretty because he has a really he has a nice voice.
Okay.
And you hear what he's saying, and it's similar to, I'm not gonna say like vocal quality, but it's similar to how The Weeknd sounds like very beautiful singing, but he's talking about just like
the darkest things,
and then just like hidden and quit and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Oh, okay.
There's a song, I think it's "Fuck the World," that because like the example I just gave you, that's like The Weeknd.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the reason why you'll like the song.
Okay.
And there's another song that has a very experimental beat, at least in comparison to the rest of the album, called "Lost Kids Get Money," and it has like a bop to it, like a weird bop, and I enjoyed it.
Okay, the name's funny.
Whoever produced this, it says like on the producer credits that he had some hand in it. I don't know if he did or he just like oversaw it. If you don't like his voice or the lyrics, you'll at least like the instrumentation and the way it's set up like that. There's a lot of instrumentals that sound like back in the day, like Diddy instrumentals, but it has like the "I don't want to know" kind of instrumental.
I don't want to know.
Like the way the kicks hit has that bop that you can do this to.
While
crying.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Can you show that again? I didn't
yeah,
quite
we didn't
see all
catch
of it.
that. Go ahead.
The rest of it's on my OnlyFans.
Oh, got it. So go subscribe on onlyfans.com/.
So are you done with Snapchat? Is that do I need to get OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a new wave.
I'm his manager now, so just talk to me directly. Right? Don't talk to the talent. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Without getting into too much of the lyrics that you'd have to listen to it, I really enjoy it. It's gonna be hard to top this so far. It's only February, but it's gonna be really hard to top this album. I recommend it if you like R&B. If you want to listen to something new, I also recommend it. I just recommend it in general, to be honest with you.
Cool. I'll probably give that a listen then.
Yeah, and it's short enough so it's not like you're gonna dedicate an entire evening to it.
Yeah, you sold me on 26 minutes. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's an episode of JoJo.
The one complaint I can say is that because some of these songs are like a minute and a half, barely 2 minutes, some of them I wish
or longer,
were just a little longer. Like they stayed in that pocket, maybe just the instrumental. Because a lot of them, like it'll end, cut the instrumental, he'll say something, and then it goes into the next song.
Oh, instead of letting it like fade away or anything.
Yeah.
Like Frank's song and what's his name's album and Kanye's album, where you just wanted a
Wolves.
song out of that. What?
Wolves, right? Wolves.
It's but he cut
his part. Yeah. That shit had me tight, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this should have been an actual track. What happened?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. I like hearing music from him. He dropped like an EP between albums. I think it was last year, somewhere in the middle there. It was alright, but it wasn't like Saunders' his album from 2017. But this is nice. This is what I wanted.
He hasn't dropped anything since 2017.
Just like an EP.
Got it.
And then I think some singles that weren't on that, but not like a lengthy body of work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. You sold me on 26 minutes, and one of them sounds like The Weeknd. Sold.
You're not gonna hear his voice on this. It's
I'm not gonna
It's-
play it and be
yeah.
like, no, that's not able, and just turn it off.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you're right. I would do that.
It's within his ballpark of, I guess. It has his recipe of like beautiful vocals, but he's saying some shit that like. Yeah, just listen to it. Stop doing the eye shit and listen to it.
I can't
It's
stop.
probably been my favorite podcast so far because they're just in there.
You're a fucking idiot.
Because usually all you guys see is a fucking glare right here, like I'm an anime nerd or something. The one that go, huh, you didn't know that 2 times 2 is 22, and then it's
Do you
like,
not have contacts?
no.
I don't
I
blame
just-
you. I hated contacts.
I just don't like that the whole process of and then like putting my finger in my eye, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
Well, you have that protective layer, which is the contact, but you have to like clean your hands, clean the contact
Yeah, like
solution or whatever, and then get it in there. Shannon does it every day, and I'm like, I don't.
you don't miss
see how-
that.
No, I wore contacts for about a week and was like, can't do this. Just went back to classes.
Yeah,
and
because
then
it's
I
just
did-
for me, it's convenience. Like I can just put these on, and I'm out the door. Like all this
You know-
maintenance on
You know what else is convenient?
what
LASIK.
that is, and it is. But I heard that it slowly goes down. So I'm trying to get to a certain age where I'm like, even if it goes down, I'll be dead by then. So then I can just see for perfect until I die,
I mean,
which is
Yeah,
just my
I've-
50th, my birthday. But
I've lost a little bit of clearness in my
Guess.
right eye, but for the
Oh.
most part, like I can still see completely clear.
I don't know when I'll do it, but I definitely want to do that. Maybe I just wait until cybernetic enhancements kick in. You know.
All you
Dude,
gotta do is do what I did and get glasses, and then the next year you have 20/20.
Yeah, they gave him some fucking weird ass glasses that heals your vision. So whatever that is, I'll take one of those.
Do you know that playing Tetris actually can help correct people with lazy eyes?
Really?
So, because Remus, our puppy, seems like he has somewhat of a lazy eye, and I asked Shannon, I was like, "Well, how do you fix that?" And she's like, "Well, normally what you do is you put a patch over the good eye and force the bad eye to like actually be the thing that focuses on everything." And I was like, "Well, that's cool. We'd never be able to get the dog to wear a fucking eye patch."
Yeah.
And so I'm currently in the midst of training him how to play Tetris. But no,
Oh,
so I
no,
was.
no. Stop.
That sounded like a really good bit if you were doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah, like what do you mean? What do you mean you're teaching him how to play Tetris?
So I was scrolling through like it's like when I think, you know how when you think things and then something appears on the internet about it?
No,
You know, it's like the internet just knows.
Okay.
So I was scrolling through Reddit and somebody had posted today. I learned that playing Tetris actually helps with correcting a lazy eye more than the eye patch does, because it forces both eyes to focus on the quickly moving blocks. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Well, if we can't get him to, and I told Shannon, I was like, "Well, if we can't get him to wear the eye patch, I'll just teach him how to play Tetris."
So you're laughing, but how long did you try to get him to play Tetris?
I haven't actually had him try yet.
Sure.
I'm still in the midst of building the machine.
That's the story we're going with, I guess. You didn't hand him a controller and say play.
No, what I did was I have these two bongos. I took the bongos from the Donkey Kong thing, and what I'm doing is I'm going to get a projector that allows him to play Tetris by hitting one of the others.
He's not here anymore. Fuck him. Oh
Is
shit.
Randall
he's
still
coming back.
awake?
I don't know, to be honest. I looked back a couple minutes ago to see if he was still awake, and I saw him just looking at his phone.
He hasn't moved in like 30 minutes.
He just does not want to be here, so he's like, I'm just waiting for him to be like, we're done recording, so he can just leave. Look at him.
You can say no.
Goodness.
Hilariously, I can see him smile from here.
Well, yeah. Speaking of no, Kelsey, what's the update on Nino Kuni?
So I
I'll be here all week.
did get to build my settlement for the new kingdom. Okay.
Can
So
you
because
name it?
Togepi's with me, I'm
He didn't involve him to Togetic?
no. So Togepi's just running around with me, and his voice is hilarious.
Okay.
He's like, flippin' heck, man. That's how he talks.
It was supposed to be Irish?
I don't know. It's like a Scottish-Irish mix.
Okay.
It's really funny. The characters in this game are great. There's there was a creature that I ran across. His name was Nohwei.
Mm.
No way.
Oh my god, dude.
So I'm trying to progress through the game, and like, I mean, there's a lot that you can do to just kind of not progress forward. One of the best parts,
Like put
well,
the
because it's
controller
like,
down?
well, no, I mean like just in the game, like you can spend a ton of time just like scouting
Yes.
other places or just doing the skirmishes or whatever else.
Right.
And you know, I think I've got about 24 hours into it already. And I'm like slowly progressing through the game. And it's nice that you can run around like that, but really kind of annoying at the same time. Like I think I kind of would much rather have that be more towards like you have more of a you have to go here and then it opens up, you know, kind of. But I guess it's like that for a lot of the JRPGs. Like Final Fantasy VII was a lot like that with, you know, where you would be able to run around and do things and then progress. Maybe it's just because it feels like it takes longer to get everywhere in this one. One of the best parts about this game, though, is that you can just teleport. They have like these special nodes that you can select, and then you can literally just teleport back to it. And so half the time I'll like do a quest and then immediately teleport back to wherever I got the quest from and then turn it in. I finally got my ship, my boat, and I think you get an airship at some point because they've shown it at the new place that I've showed up to. The ship is really cool, and I finished the thing around using the ship, and I got an upgrade for the ship that allows my ship to jump.
Stop.
I paused so that you could process that.
Yeah, give me a minute. As in there's like Inspector Gadget fucking springs underneath of it and it pushes you up, or do you see legs come out of it?
No. So in the game, there's like these you know 2-3 major continents, and there's this one kingdom called Broadleaf that's been cut off from everything else because of these major. It's like the world split, and so you have these huge cliffs where the water from the ocean just runs into, right?
Okay.
And the only way to get across those is to have your boat be able to jump, which apparently in the water country is very common that they can jump. So we got the upgrade for the boat, and the boat you have these 2 sails that set up like this, and
I swear to
you're
God.
like you're going towards it, and as it goes off, they turn to the side, flap once, and you just go.
Get the fuck out of here.
It was pretty interesting.
So they're just adding Metroidvania ass fucking platforming to boats?
I guess.
They usually, at least in the first one, it wasn't Metroidvania stuff. It was just a new way to get to, I guess, yeah, me saying it out loud, it's like Metroidvania.
But yeah, so I
fucking idiot.
Broadleaf is the tech country where everything is made of machines and uses electricity and, you know, all this stuff. It doesn't it uses magic, but it's like living in our world where it like harnesses the, you know, the phenomena of the world for stuff like electricity in the house, making video recording devices, airships, all sorts of stuff. And I haven't really gotten that far into it, but I think I've collected all 6 of the characters now. And so there's 2 sword users, 2 spear users, and 2 axe hammer users. All of them can do magic style stuff. They all have like a ranged attack. 2 of them use bows, 2 of them use like a pistol, and 2 of them use wands. So 2 of them are more geared towards doing like magic spells, and then the rest are kind of more physical.
Mm-hmm.
So she uses the latest character is a woman named Bracken, and she uses the hammer. What? Is that from something else?
So, people who are affiliated with the Blood Gang like to replace the first letter of C words with B, and so if they were to say "what's cracking," they say "what's brackin'."
So
Oh my
she uses a
God.
hammer, and the sky. So you have the sky pirate, king, I guess, with you, who also uses hammers and axes, and he does more damage, but he attacks a hell of a lot slower than she does, and she can summon a robot that helps fight with stuff.
I mean her.
Yeah, like what?
So I don't know if you get more, if you unlock more, but so far it's just like this little drone that flies around and shoots things, and it's pretty cool. I haven't really bothered to upgrade any of the magics or anything because barbarian, let's melee hit stuff.
Right. Yo, talk
and,
about it. I'm the same way.
And so right now I finally got the spear girl Tanny to actually do some damage, and I really like the way that she attacks. Her heavy attack is actually more efficient than her light attack, which is really cool. I still just used Roland as the main character because he uses swords, and he just has the best. His attacks just feel the best to me.
Because he has a gun.
He also has like the quickest, most damaging sword attacks with his with spell casts.
Uh-huh.
And so what a big part of the game is knocking down your opponent, and you can do that during like specific times when they're like charging up to do something and you need to knock them down. And he just has this one slash that he just like spins in a circle and then spins in a circle again if you have your sword powered up all the way, and it usually knocks them down, and you can't really beat that. Everybody else has like some long drawn out, like Tani has a spear attack that just like it hits everything around it a whole times, but they're all light attacks, so she can get knocked out of it pretty easily. But then at the very end, it does a big attack that knocks everything down, but it's getting it off in a long enough session to be able to actually use it. For the castle stuff, you actually do get to build. You get to go around and find people to join your kingdom. You basically just poach them from everywhere, from other kingdoms, and then you have these different shops and different, like a weaponsmithing, armor smithing, spells, the higgly crafting.
The higgly crafting?
Yeah, for the higgles, the little phenomena that run around with you.
So you can craft those things then?
Yeah, you can craft them. You can level them up. I haven't done it yet because I'm reading. I was like reading up on trying to like leveling them, and that's when I found out that there's like a couple that you really want to grab, and that you only get certain number of resources for them, and so they're like you should hold on to them until you find the one that you really want to craft up. So I just haven't done anything with them. But you actually start like building your town. You level it up. You get more people to come in, and
is it like Brotherhoods, or is it like more in depth? I'm assuming like when you build more, because you know how Brotherhood's like, oh, just get a certain amount of this, and now your assassin's hideout is bigger or whatever, or you get more money.
No, I mean it's pretty dumbed down and somewhat, like so like to level up the kingdom itself, you have to have recruited so many citizens to live there, right? And then each citizen can be assigned a job working at one of the different buildings. Some buildings only require one citizen. Other buildings, you can put up to 3, and then as you upgrade it, it opens it up more. Certain buildings will allow you to research stuff, like being able to move a little bit faster in the world, collecting more money, getting rare items, maybe doing more damage, upgrading the ability to create better weapons or armor or spells.
Did you ever end up playing Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain?
No.
This sounds like their base system thing. Like you recruit people from the overworld and you can assign them different departments, and then depending on how efficient that person is on medicine, science, whatever,
Yeah.
it'll upgrade that department, and then you can do more things.
It doesn't. It's not based. There are. They have what's called a suitable talent, where they're like, it says really good at the lumberyard, or really good at the mines, or really good at weapon crafting. And when you place them in that facility, their abilities get a bonus because they're suited for that. So instead of having like the base, it's like 50% more or something.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to have it increase. I think they call it their IQ for that special task.
The whatever department or whatever it is.
Yeah, so that they have like weapons, armor, magics, and piggles. I think are the 4 that you get for them, and they and those 4 get translated throughout every building, and so you have to have a certain IQ to research certain things, and so having more people with a high IQ in that department will allow you to research stuff. Yeah,
got it.
Leveling up buildings and things, most of them don't require anything special, as long as at least for the lower level stuff. I haven't made enough money to really upgrade it because I've only gotten my kingdom up to level 2. But so far, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I'm still putting time into it. I want to beat it. I want to see where it goes. I really should start looking into what happens with upgrading the Higgles.
And try to min-max that so you don't waste resources.
Yeah, and I maxed out so far my ability to create weapons. The weapon damage in this game is a little strange. I have weapons that say they do 170 damage, and regardless of what I've hit, I never really do that much. I mean, I know that there's always a defensive, portion of it, but I feel like I went from 40 and 60 weapons to 170, and
nothing's changed.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just still doing about the same damage. I always do between 80 and 120, and it's okay, what is the point in upgrading the weapons?
Do you think they scale the enemies depending on what you have equipped?
I don't think so. I mean, you run around and you can see their level and things as you run into them.
You're right. You told me about the text color changes and the icons.
I think I'm over 50 now. I think I'm 52-ish. I'm fighting robots currently because the new place Broadleaf is like a
cyberpunk kind of thing, or
basically they have everything's done by steam engines and electricity and whatever.
Okay, so more like steampunk kind of thing where it's made out of metal, like rough metals and
steampunk would probably be a better thing. Everything is they have some really high tech advanced robots, and then they're using steam stuff, but it's but why?
Yeah, if it's high tech stuff, you'd think it'd be all electricity, crazy UI, Blade Runner.
So, but yeah, I mean, the robots that are the shopkeepers or the information people, they look like that robot from WALL-E, the white one.
Ava,
yeah. So they all look like her, and so it's they look super advanced, but they don't actually really do anything.
They're for show.
Yeah.
Cool. It sounds like it has a bunch of mechanics to keep you busy, and it's not boring to do them. So.
No, I mean the skirmishes thing is one of the ones that I'm it's a cool idea. I could buy the game without having it. Their leveling system in that is weird. You have to you don't. It's not like your party where it's not like your party where you do fights and everybody levels up. It's only the people that you use in the current skirmish.
Right.
And I did find you can do skirmishes over and over again, and you can also do the skirmish in a hard mode where it like boosts the enemy's power. I did find one that is like stupid easy that I did at much lower level than what I probably should have been able to. And so, my guys were level like 12 and 13 and it suggested level 25 and I just flew through it. And so I leveled them up super quick using that and then went and did one that I was struggling with that was part of a quest.
And then just decimated them.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, there's that.
That's weird.
But I mean, so far I haven't really seen anything from skirmishes that's like, oh my god, I need to do all of these.
Okay.
So unless it's one that I can like easily breeze through or it's part of a quest, I usually don't do it.
Then just skip it.
Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing that you're like, you could have lived without it. All right. There you go for the JRPGs. Brian, if you're ever done with not Persona. Did you finish Fire Emblem? Oh, you finished it here. Never mind.
I still need to finish. I haven't played since
I saw the ending. None of it made any sense to me because I had no idea who was who or what the heck was happening, but I saw the ending.
Octopath, I still have to. I'm not far at all.
That's what the one you hit.
4 other people, and I don't have like a drive to finish that game. Like I enjoyed it, but I don't want to dedicate time to that when there's other stuff that I can get through quicker at least.
Like the Witcher 3 expansion.
Yeah, I have to do that too.
And Control.
I have to do that too.
Rendell loves Control. He started playing it, right? And then I woke up.
Oh. Yeah, I think I also saw him playing Witcher 3 and then I was still awake, but...
Oh, got it. All right. You want to go through your news items, Brian, and we can wrap this baby up?
Yeah, I guess. So World Finals happened for Dragon Ball FighterZ last weekend.
Yep.
GT Goku City.
Yep.
So it ended with Goichi winning.
Winning it all at the grand finals.
He had a fight against, what's his name, Fenrich.
Mm-hmm.
They won. Goichi perfected Fenrich, and Fenrich perfected Goichi, and then Fenrich got close to resetting the bracket, but Goichi's like, no.
He's like, I want to go home now.
Yeah, so boom, he won. And then they went to the producer for the game was like, oh, summon Shenron and Goichi since he won. They used that to segue into the trailer where they announced officially again Ultra Instinct Goku and then Kefla. I actually don't even remember what I saw on there because Ultra Instinct Goku, he did some dodges. Ooh. Right? And
yo, those dodges were lit though. He like sidestep. I'm like, yo, you're nothing to me. Like he hit some Wesker ass movement. It was dope.
And then they showed like the silhouettes for season 3 pass. There's only 4 on there. Then boom, they put one for they put one before Ultra Instinct Goku, and it's Kefla.
What do you get when you get cauliflower and kale? Kefla. I'm like, yeah. What the heck is what happened to Dragon Ball?
I'm glad they put her in because it just seemed like an interesting group of characters from Tournament of Power, and now there's gonna be 4 females in the entire game. She looks interesting. I liked her as a character from the show. If I do decide to come back whenever they show me the patch notes, which they haven't, I would get her and try her. New assists for every character. Now there's 3 assists per character that's going to be coming. Was the latest update. So now I guess more people are more viable since it's not like you don't have a beam, you're not my friend. And then they said more stuff's coming soon. There's 5 characters on the season pass. 2 of them we know.
And there's 3 left.
Question mark again. Hey, buy this without knowing what you're buying. But with this season, they changed it so you get the characters 2 days earlier than if you didn't have the season pass. Which I guess is a good incentive. I don't know, but yeah.
It's not.
Mechanic changes. Another Goku. Kefla. Depending on the balance patch, determines if I give the game another shot. If not, I'm good. I'm fine with Goku Simulator.
So, any guesses on what do you think the last 3 are going to be?
Kefla was announced or requested a lot. So I think this is gonna be the fan service season pass.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting Master Roshi. We're getting Hercule. Okay, no, we're getting one of those two.
Why
Either
do you do that
Hercule
to
or
me?
Master Roshi. Because they gotta put in Raditz, who everybody seems to love for whatever reason.
Why?
Because it's Goku's brother.
People are like, yo, I love Raditz. And I like, okay, name one move from him. And most of them don't. And the people who do name a move is because they played Budokai. So not from the show itself, it's from a game they played that told them the name of the move.
I know his ultimate move.
Go for it.
Piccolo kill me. That's a pretty good move.
Yeah, that's his move. How many did I name? All right,
3.
So out of 5.
You named 3.
It's either good.
There's 3 slots left. You named 3.
No, but I switched that. So it's either Roshi or Hercule. I don't
Oh,
think
I'm
you're getting
sorry.
both.
Yeah, okay.
And then the other one's Raditz. And we need a villain.
Garlic Jr.
They're not going to do something I like.
Super Boo.
They're not going to do something I've been requesting.
Oh,
I think who's a big...
Omega Shenron.
Maybe, I think they're probably going to do Topo from Tournament of Power as well.
What about Mr. Bubbles?
No, Dende, final character.
Ooh, that'd be lit. Randall, you have any guesses or wish list on the last 3 characters?
Whis.
I thought you said he doesn't fight people.
Yeah.
Didn't you tell me he doesn't fight people?
None of the
You asked me
angels
what
do.
What?
None of the angels fight people.
So what would that move list look like, Randall?
You asked me wish list, didn't you?
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. Let's get some facts in the chat. Let's get some facts in the chat. Ask for what your wish list. Whis, go for it.
Mr. Satan.
Hercule Randall, right?
Well,
I thought that. Didn't you say that he's coming in?
He said he's
No, I was guessing.
he was hoping. Yeah, he's like trying to
Oh.
he's trying to guess.
I want to see PyCon.
That's a good pick. Who's your third? We'll get to you, Kelsey.
I don't know.
No,
He's
no one.
thinking.
Those are the 2 you want. That's it. And there goes Restream. Just oh my god! I swear to goodness,
No one from Tournament of Power that's not in it.
I already have my 3. They're kind of cheesy, but I don't care.
Not really. I mean, they were cool characters, but they weren't like.
I said mine.
Super impressive. I thought
Yeah,
he
but
was
I asked him a
asking me.
question. Yeah,
Oh, my
I asked him
bad.
a question. Bitch.
So who were your 2? You said Whis and
Yeah, Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan. Gotcha. And you didn't have a third?
Not anyone I can think about that's that I would actually like to see. I'm keeping in mind that the people that I'm picking are people that I would want to play as.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. A wish list, or what do you like? It's just a wish list. What do you want?
Oh, I didn't do a wish list. I just thought that's what they're actually gonna do.
I said or. I said what they're actually gonna do or, and he just put wish list.
I thought, Anthony.
I don't know who my third.
All right, mine are easy. Brian already said 2 of them.
Oh, I know.
Go.
I forget his name though.
Gregory.
The one that's in control of the Tournament of Power.
I have no idea.
Zeno?
I mean, not the Xenos, because it's 2 of them. The one that oh my god, what is his name?
You're not talking about Whis' dad, are you?
Short with the curly hair.
Yeah, that's Whis' dad.
Yeah, him.
He's the head angel.
Yeah, him.
What's his name?
I can't remember.
I don't honestly remember.
Oh, okay.
I forgot they even showed his dad.
Well, mine are not going to be in Super because I haven't seen Super, but my 3 are obviously Hercule and Mr. Satan. Wow, Anthony. Hercule and Mr. Roshi. And the third one's going to be
Mr.
Launch
Roshi?
because she has guns.
Oh my god, Launch.
Like, can you imagine the freaking Zoner just shooting up the place against Z Warriors? I think
They
that'd
put
be
Launch
funny.
in and she has her Uzi. She's
Yeah.
post-sneeze. Man.
That's what I'm saying, because you mentioned there's only like 4 girls, so I'm like, if they added Launch, that'd be pretty dope.
Apparently, he's just the Grand Minister or Great Priest. I don't think he has a name. Sorry, who did you say? Oh, I didn't hear yours.
Oh, I just said Master Roshi, Hercule, and Launch, the girl from Dragon Ball. That was with Master Roshi, and every time she sneezed, she turned into a killing machine with guns and rocket launchers. I would definitely like her to be in it. Either that or Dr. Giro. I think would be a cool pick. Just to shout out OG Dragon Ball.
I think King Kai would be fun.
And that too. Like the Kais would be cool.
Yeah, Kai, Pycon. I don't even know who my third would be. There's a lot of cool characters from the Tournament of Power.
Yeah, I'll have to take your word for it. I haven't seen Super, but I heard there's a lot of cool characters that come out during that arc because it's different universes.
Really good. Like it goes back to like the base Dragon Ball Z days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it's very slow to move the story forward, and
you're saying the opposite of what's good there, because I watch JoJo now, and shit happens like this, dude. Like
it's. I mean, it does and it doesn't. Like in the Tournament of Power, it picks up and like stuff happens, but there's like a lot of shit going on. So it looks like there's a lot of things happening, but there really isn't all at the same time.
Okay.
You know, but you at least you get that feeling of, fuck, I want to know what happens next.
Okay, good. As long as it's not like...
It's not JoJo pace, though, Anthony. You're not going to resolve things in 2 episodes.
Damn it. Because JoJo's, even though it's formulaic, 2-3 episodes, that little arc is done. And I'm like, all right, next stand and next whatever. You get to see it.
Even though it's formulaic, anyone can die still at any point. That's what I like about JoJo.
No, to a point. Like the Egypt one, there was a good portion. I'm like, I was not scared for anyone's life. I'm like, we're just going through the motion. They're trying to get to the big baddie, and they're just like, all right, what's this week's stand? But that's because that's its own thing. Because the Egypt one was just so long, and this one's 39 episodes too. So I'm like, I hope it does. Well, you guys said it's like 2 parts. There's like part 4A and part 4B where it's different, so I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm. If that's my wish list, let me get my actual wish list for Dragon Ball and I'm done with it.
Go for it.
Super Boo. Wow. Super Boo, Garlic Jr., Deborah.
Ooh, Deborah's a good pick.
I want to spit at people in their stone.
Deborah. The one that was with Babidi? The Red Devil looking guy? With the blue outfit? He was in the Majin Buu saga.
Oh, yes. The pink devil looking dude.
Yeah.
Or, if I can't get Deborah, since they put another Goku, I either want Baby or Baby Vegeta.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's good. That's good call.
I want Krillin with hair.
Yo, as a costume, yes.
They gave Videl a separate costume, but nobody else.
Yo, give me him with hair and him with the hat that says Kuliling on it. That's all I want.
Give me Vegeta, Majin Vegeta as a costume, or the Badman shirt.
Yes, that's also a good costume.
I used to have that shirt.
What happened to it?
I stole it.
Why don't you keep it as a nostalgic thing? They don't sell those, do they?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked.
Because that shirt was badass when I was watching the show.
People used to, people who didn't watch Dragon Ball, they would be like, why are you wearing a pink shirt?
Bro, you ain't about it. Don't worry about it. Did you wear the yellow? Did you wear the yellow slacks too?
No, just.
You should wear the yellow slacks too.
I always wanted that shirt.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a good thing. We might have to look it up. Maybe they do sell it.
You know who they should put in?
Goku.
Oolong.
What is that name? Oh my gosh! At that point, add the cat with the sensu beans.
Starts
with a K or C.
Kurin.
Korin.
Like
yeah, Korin. Yajirobe.
Yes, he's got a sword.
I mean, he actually defeated Vegeta, if you think about it.
That's true.
Mr. Popo. He would be awesome.
Yeah, he can like teleport.
The frame they show Mr. Popo is the day I come back to the game.
Yo, that's really dope.
And I made him.
I think my favorite episode with Mr. Popo was when he was training Goku to move without making a sound, and he had like bells on his waist,
Mhm.
and he like does a fucking flip sideways and lands, and Goku's like, "That was awesome," and he's like, "Did you hear the bells?" And Goku's like,
Yeah, he's like, oh my god. Yeah, in the chat we have real Yigan saying PyCon all day, and yeah, that's what Kelsey's been saying. PyCon definitely would be a
Right?
dope character in
There's
it.
so many characters. They could put Oob. They could put
"PyCon
Omega
would be
Shenron.
awesome."
They could put Baby. They could put Pan for another female character. They can put Chi Chi from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Chi-Chi, like I don't even know how she ain't in it. She
There's
used to
still
fight
movie
as well.
characters. Yeah, there's still movie characters. They didn't put fucking Garlic Jr. They didn't put BoJack. Android 13.
The whole tree from the Tree of Might.
The whole tree.
Yeah.
What was his twin brother's thing name?
Turles. Goku's
Yeah.
Turles.
Mm-hmm. He looks like Goku. Yes, Krillin. We know.
PyCon because he was G with it.
He
Yeah.
was. Yo, PyCon was a dope character.
They could put Supreme Kai as well. Or
Yeah.
Tapion, the guy who makes the swords.
There's so many, but 5 Gokus.
There's so
dude.
many, but let's put Goku with cum in his hair.
Yeah. All right. Before we end up an hour more of shitting on their decision, tell us about Power Rangers, bro.
Yeah, so boom, right? First fighting game to have full crossplay. Power Rangers, Battle for the Grid. But their 2.0 update, they added crossplay with PS4, the last remaining factor. So now you can play with anybody, anywhere, on any console. Keep a game alive. They actually care about their fighting game. This should be the standard years ago, but I mean now it can be said that it's been done, so there's no reason as to why other people don't do it.
Oh, I was gonna say is it on Switch as well?
Yep.
And that's
It's on PC,
included.
Xbox, Switch, and PS4.
So it's just one more platform missing.
And then put it on Stadia.
Let's get it.
Put it on mobile. Put it on a Tamagotchi. Put it on a smartwatch.
So that's good news. And I think it was on sale when the 2.0 update came out. I don't know if it's still on sale though.
No, it wasn't. It's just the game's naturally $20.
Oh, okay. So go buy it. $20 is
Yeah.
a great price for a fucking fighting game. Like
$20, it's fun. You can play with literally anyone. It's first fighting game with full crossplay supported, at least for that fact. And it's fun.
Yeah, I agree with the crossplay stuff. Speak with your wallet. That's about it, people. Unless you guys have anything else, I'm gonna go do the releases here for games. Nothing besides, I think, Dreams for PS4. Some of the people who pre-ordered it or went to the beta, it's out today for them. And I think that's it in terms of games for.
If you have Stadia, Guild is free to claim.
Yes, that's right. That's for the month of February, and so is Metro Exodus. If you have Stadia Pro.
You know who they should add in? Bubbles.
I said, yo, what do you?
Did you say Bubbles?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. Sorry, it was probably because I was thinking about my list and all the different characters.
Yeah,
I said Bubbles. Either Bubbles or Gregory, like the thing that can go super fast since they added GT Goku.
Other game it's being released as the Champion Edition for Street Fighter V. That's coming out this Friday along with Seth.
But that's just an update. That's not.
Yeah, but it's something.
Okay, well then Street Fighter as well. I wasn't gonna. I saw it and added because I'm like,
And it's not another Goku.
That's also true. But it's probably another Chun-Li outfit. So.
No,
And
at least not yet.
And then for movies, we got the Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out this Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna go to theaters to watch this. I might just wait for digital on this. But we'll see. Yeah, we heard that on the mic, Brian. That was your stomach? Jesus. And then
I'm
for
gonna
music,
need you to eat something.
No.
and then for music, we got Justin Bieber with Changes, new album, and Tame Impala's coming out with I think a new project called The Slow Rush. So we got music to listen to.
It's an album, apparently.
That's
and
cool.
Huey Lewis in the News.
They're releasing something. He was on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed it.
I don't know if it's a single or if it's an album called Weather.
No, the list on there is for albums.
You don't know
Okay. And then His stomach was louder than his
Louder
voice.
than
Yo,
his
he's
voice.
that's those are true. Can I get a fax in the chat?
Might have
And then
a
Randall,
comment
you're
like that.
still out of pocket. Week 6, I think. You're still out of pocket. I agree.
You guys do anything for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
You know, just hanging out, being romantic, get some smooches
You're not gonna
in.
take Randall anywhere nice?
Well, I'm gonna plow him when I get back. So
He
I'm
didn't
sh-
say no.
he's just looking down like, man, he's right. I gotta go get some lube. Anyway, yeah, we got some time. I got some stuff planned, and we're also gonna go to a housewarming party for my Janiana's coworker. So we'll be in St. Cloud for a bit. To go to a housewarming party. I think it's gonna be a low key Valentine's. It's gonna be a lot of loving, and that's about it.
Orgy?
No, not like that. Because my speakers are 50% higher than they usually are, and everybody else is yelling just to hear you a little bit. Shit.
Oh, okay.
All right, yeah. What's everybody doing this week? Randall. I gave him a sneak peek of what we were doing, but you can fill him in on the rest.
When did you say I was doing something?
What? What?
I said, when did you say I was doing something?
Don't worry about it. Just watch the tape.
Okay.
We got a new follower too. We got It's Panella. I don't know if the double L is gonna be Spanish for the like a Y sound or it's just Panella. Panella. Sorted. Darren, what you doing this week? What you mean, Randall?
Well, I mean, if I'll probably go see Sonic.
You gonna go see Sonic the Hedgehog for real?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know you were looking forward to it. I was asking like genuinely. I don't know
I
you
mean
were.
it's Jim Carrey, so I can't pass that up.
That's also facts.
Um,
No Spanish. Got it. Did you decide
That's
on
all
the
I
camera
got
yet,
for
man?
right now.
And the mic?
did I decide on what?
Did you decide on a mic and camera? Because you were here. Remember last week and we were looking through a bunch of stuff. Still no verdict.
Not on the mic, but I have a. I pretty much narrowed down what camera I'm gonna get.
Lit. Which one is it?
It's a Nikon.
Ooh.
It records 4K.
Ooh.
It streams in 4K.
Well, Randall, it doesn't. If it records in 4K, yeah, it's gonna be a video out to your computer.
I'm just telling you what it said.
Okay.
Yeah. I
60
still haven't
FPS or
decided
30?
60.
Dang. That must have cost like 7,000, dude. New Year banking, dude. I'm kidding.
No. It was
Didn't say
actually
no.
It's the price is actually cut by 200 because of my gift cards from work.
You've been stocking up.
What else? Still haven't figured out what the mic situation is.
Well, we have one here to use for temporarily, so I guess you're streaming this week. Nice.
Sweet.
4K
What day you
video.
going live?
We got it, dude. Yeah, we'll get.
I haven't got the camera yet.
But it'll come in tomorrow, right?
I haven't ordered it yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, so 2 day shipping. Thursday.
Every day, it's no excuse.
He's streaming Thursday or Friday, guys. Let's get it.
And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to get a blender first before I get the camera.
Oh,
A blender? Like
Yes.
to make like shakes and stuff, or
Yeah.
got it.
Are you talking about the program on the computer?
No, that's free.
I'm definitely not talking about the program on the
He has some like vendetta against it. I don't know why.
because I've used it before. I mean, I've seen the updates and it does look pretty cool, but it's just that I already know like 3 different programs like that, and I don't want to learn another one
Why not? 4 looks better on a resume.
because nobody in the industry is using Blender.
What
Yeah,
about
they
that one guy?
are. Yeah, they
They're either
are.
using Maya, Max, or Cinema 4D, and I know all 3 of those.
What about that? Shit, I can't ever remember the name of it. But it's the one that you could do like the lighting and things, like Z profile or
ZBrush?
something.
It's ZBrush.
ZBrush, yeah.
That's not lighting, that's sculpting.
Yeah, you're just sculpting the model.
And yeah, I know that too. I have that. That's not the same thing as Maya and Max. That's different. That's just purely for sculpting. I mean, you can texture too, but it's purely for sculpting high res models.
Gotcha.
Real Yigan in the chat says that he recommends Blendtec blender because he says I'm proud of it. The way
and he cooks. So take that.
So I mean, take that. So look into it. Blendtec. Unless you already have one picked out.
Blendtec for what?
Randall, pretend you want to be here, my guy.
Wait, at first I thought you was talking about modeling software or whatever.
No, Kelsey was, but then I went back to because my chat is still staying on the blender.
What the fuck?
Wait a second. Now hold on. Now I gotta address this. It says ADR looks like Bryant mixed with Donald Glover.
I could see it.
I don't see it, but I'll take your word for it. He's met, and then the chat's saying that for your blender that you decided to choose between getting the camera or the blender. He recommends his blender, which is a Blendtec.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I mean, I don't know if you looked into it or not, but you can now.
Yeah, the blender that I was thinking about getting is. Hold up, I'll tell you.
Into the mic, man.
You can ask them what they're gonna do while I look it up.
Okay, Kelsey, what you got going on this week? Some more Nino Cooney?
Probably. I think I'm gonna be heading up to Nick's. Nick's moving out of state. He's going out to Utah.
Oh, damn, that's
I always forget which one. It's either Utah or Colorado, and I never remember which one.
What the hell's in Utah?
Probably job.
Not his job. His dad lives out there, and his wife got a job out there teaching, and so they're gonna go out there. But I'll probably be heading up there to help him pack up his stuff and move.
Oh, okay.
This weekend. Shannon's out of town this weekend because she's taking her niece to go visit her uncle, Shannon's uncle.
Got it.
And grandmother. So.
So you guys you guys are booked. So you're gonna have some extra physical workouts this week. Did you go to Krav again this week or? I
went to Krav on Monday. I go to Krav every Monday, and I do Muay Thai every Thursday. I was gonna go today, but just didn't have enough time to go do it, and then to go do it, and then be back for the podcast next week. I think I'm gonna try and go before the podcast.
I bet you thought about it like I can probably go real quick, but he's like, no, I don't want to end up like Randall, just coming in an hour later.
I mean, I can like I've actually been timing myself with the other classes. Because it starts at 6:30 and ends at 7:30, and I'm usually home by about 7:40. And so, if I just jump in the shower real quick, I can usually be on before 8.
Nice.
But I needed to cook dinner and things tonight since Shannon was working late and had her class. So.
Okay, that works.
Real quick, the blender is Vitamix.
Vitamix.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Real Yigan in the chat says that you can usually get the Blendtec on sale for like 30 to 40% off. So I don't know, you could do some more R&D, or if you already have that vitamin, that one you just mentioned.
I did a lot of research for this one, and plus the dude at my job recommended this one because this is kind of like similar to the one that they use in the at the stores like Planet Smoothie or whatever.
Oh, okay. Like it's used for commercial use?
It's not the commercial one, but it's very close to it. Like it's almost as powerful as the commercial ones.
Gotcha. Okay.
So can I just ask what kind of research goes into getting a blender? Like what specifically do you look for? I've never bought a blender. I've just had one given to me. So
how powerful it is, like how fast it spins, and what all the different things that it's able to cut. Like, can it cut nuts? Can it cut chicken? I mean, I'm not going to be cutting chicken, but like if you want to put like food in there, can it cut almonds and stuff? Like basically, can it cut everything?
Will it blend?
What's so funny?
It's just the way you said nuts. Imagine how Brian goes, I'm just gonna nut. Oh, God, and then the next thing you went to was chicken.
Yeah. So all that stuff, like what is capable, how powerful the blade is, what it's capable of cutting, and how it's able to blend stuff together.
And also the like swapping out blades, right?
Well,
Like different types of blades you can use.
With those professional graded blenders, you don't have to change the blade because that's how powerful it is.
Oh, it's just I'm slicing through this.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He said his research was blending phones.
Yeah. I mean, I get I didn't look for that, but I get what he's saying. I've seen it on YouTube before.
You said that very confidently. That's why I'm asking for a follow-up. You said, yeah, like...
Because I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen people put phones in blenders and the blender, like, shred it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't like the way... You guys were both like, yeah, blending phones. That's a thing. Okay. I think that's it. For me, what am I doing?
That thing with the thing and the people.
Oh, I'm definitely going to I'm going to watch Parasite this week. I don't know when, but I'll watch. I think it's on digital now, so.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You could rent it on YouTube at least. I know.
Yeah, that means it's out. Yeah, and that means it's on digital.
Maybe I'll see if Nick will go watch 1917 with me.
Yes, and actually watch it. Don't hit me with some Frozen 2 bullshit. If you guys come back and be like, so we decided to watch Sonic instead, don't bother showing up for next week's episode.
What if it's Spider-Man Homecoming?
That's valid. Yes, because you do need to watch that, and Far From Home.
Oh man!
All right. What was I talking about? Oh, this week I'll probably watch Parasite because now that I have a list of Oscar winners, I now have a list of stuff I need to watch if I haven't seen it already.
Have you seen No Game No Life?
Nope.
2-hour movie, man.
I know. I'm trash. I'm sorry. Y'all like the new Spider-Mans? Heck yeah, dude.
I love it, but this person over here decides let me watch Shazam instead.
I swear to God, Kelsey, just grab Nick's hand and say we're watching 1917. Because if you come back next week and there's another parentheses by the end of the fucking thing and it does, oh my God, dude.
What if it's Knives Out?
That's valid. That Knives Out was really good. I think you specifically would like the whole thing.
Yeah, Nick said it was really good. I really need to go see it.
Yeah, so I'll probably be playing, maybe stream them. Oh, there's a new season of Modern Warfare out with a 68 gig update, so we'll probably play that sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow or Thursday. And then I'll either play TF2 as well this week, or maybe I'll stream some Guilt. I've been recording it. 2 episodes went live already of me playing Guilt on Stadia. I'll have my thoughts on that probably next week. And that's about it. Maybe some Modern Warfare TF2, and then I'll have some of my thoughts on Guilt. And then Valentine's Day, you know? That's about it. What's up, Brian?
This son of a bitch skipped me.
Well, you're up next.
Okay, I thought you were ending it.
No, I wasn't. I knew you haven't gone yet.
So I asked Nick. He says we're good to go to see Gretel and Hansel.
Bruh, I swear to you. Really, you're gonna say how's Stadium been Stadium? I think you mean Stadia, right? Been treating me exactly how I wanted to be treated, with tender love and care.
It's not.
The only thing that they're lacking right now is amount of games coming out. Like the lineup is okay. If you haven't played any of the games on there, like Guilt is on there as an exclusive. I didn't buy Red Dead on purpose because I wanted to play on Stadia, and it's fantastic playing it on Stadia. What else? I'm gonna play Cyberpunk on there. Like, it's just like a regular platform. Like, you know, you just hit.
So you're not gonna support them by buying it on GOG?
I still support them buying it on Stadia. It's just if I wanted to give all my money to them, it would have been on GOG. But I also want to give my money to Google as well because they made cloud gaming possible.
So what I heard was I hate.
Go ahead. Cyberpunk's developer, you got it.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red.
There we go.
I heard you
I was-
clicking.
I almost just spat on you.
Yeah, dude.
All I could think of was Project Red, and I'm like, there's something before that, but I can't think of what it is.
I thought you said on God.
On GOG.
But yeah,
GOG.
I've been loving it. I've been trying to hype. I'm trying to sell it to everybody here. No one. I think no. Randall did buy it.
Successful.
No, Randall bought it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
Randall.
that's right. He said he tested out some stuff.
Brian got it through Buddy Pass, and Kelsey just doesn't want to ever look at it.
I have no reason to, so.
I mean, I enjoyed doing it. It's just we never went back to Destiny, and nothing else really caught my attention besides the guild. But it recently became available, and I have too many things to be playing. Yet I'm playing free-to-play games.
Yeah, and I've been playing Borderlands on it. I've been playing Red Dead. Now I'm playing Guilt. So I
Did we
don't
ever
know.
talk? Have you finished Borderlands 3?
Not yet, because I started a character on Xbox, and then it came out on Stadia finally, so I started a new character.
Have you talked about your experience with Borderlands 3?
Not
I don't remember you mentioning it.
No, I just bypassed by like, oh, I've been playing Borderlands, but I haven't gone. I got to the part that I know why Brian hates certain characters now, which makes sense because I'm like, yep. As soon as it happened, I'm like, that's who he hates because now I hate him. But I haven't gotten to the end yet. But when I do, I'll definitely talk about it on here. It's because it takes longer because it's just one dude playing, so I got to go through a lot of side quests and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you just there's almost no gameplay material if you literally just do the story. The entire thing relies on you actually doing quests.
Yeah.
Even then, I'm not gonna shit on the game anymore. I enjoy it for what it was, but there wasn't Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Real Yigan in the chat. What's your reasoning for getting those top tier games not on the superior platform? Because the superior platform for convenience is Google Stadia right now. Like literally open a tab, hit I want to play this, it's playing. The best
Is it though?
The best argument now is today's 68 gig update for Modern Warfare. There's no updates for me. I literally hit play and I'm playing, regardless of the game.
What about that one time?
I don't have to worry about updates. If the game comes out today, I just buy it. It adds some instantly hit play. There's no downloading, installing. It's convenience. So the superior platform, you're gonna have to give me categories because convenience by miles is Google Stadia. In terms of drawing out FPS, sure, PC obviously that's.
I think I don't want to talk about the same fucking topic again, but Stadia's superior for when it comes to single player and convenience because you don't need anybody else to play. But for games like Samurai Showdown or MKX on there, it's inconvenient how little the player base is to be able to play against other people. So that's the only I think actual.
And that's on the developers because they always enable a crossplay just like Bungie did. Well, Bungie did cross save, but what platform are you playing Borderlands 3 on? On Stadia. It came out after the console releases, so I thought it was going to come out day and date. It came out after the launch of Stadia, so I'm like, oh shit, I have to wait up a couple months because it came out in December. Oof. Okay. I think that's it. No, Brian, you didn't go.
Son of a bitch!
I'm like, wait a second, no. I'm like, wait, I'm missing something.
I'll probably either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I'm streaming. Friday, I might stream me playing Seth. If not, I might just do that off stream. Wednesday or Thursday, I don't know. My camera will be on. You guys figure out what I'm streaming as I'm streaming it, because I won't know until then.
You said Wednesday?
Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or all 3 days.
Oh, well, tomorrow we can play Modern Warfare. Just update tonight.
Okay.
We'll play some Modern Warfare tomorrow. I just gotta update my game.
So do you think that's more important, convenience?
I mean, it is. Do you still walk around grabbing CDs? Do you go buy DVDs? No. Why? Because it's convenient now to just hit play on the internet. Like, it's not it's more important convenience. Our entire history as human beings is yes, convenience is more important. That's what we've been building towards. I don't even have to go any further into that. Look at human history. Anything that makes it easier. We had horses. Now we push a little gas pedal, and now we're going 10 times as fast as a fucking horse. We fly to places now instead of taking the longer trips. Why? Because it's convenient. People take buses. People have drivers because it's convenient.
I actually just walk everywhere.
Oh, do you?
I'm this fat.
Yeah.
The other day I walked to Guatemala from here. It's a nice place.
That's just where it's not that it's more important. That's the goal. As people walking on this fucking earth is how can we make our lives easier? We use tech to do it, and now we don't need a console.
I don't use tech. I'm a mutant.
Because consoles are garbage.
I meant like a platform.
You
So if
own a
everyone had Stadia as well
Switch.
as PC, you would buy every game on Stadia. Most likely, that's what I said. I said that before. I said that when I tried the project stream. I'm like, if I can just get it on Stadia, no problem. It's the convenience is like literally. I've even tried it here. I started playing a game here. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to my room, or I go downstairs on my bigger screen, on my 65-inch, and I'm like, oh, I want to play it on here now. Hit a button. I'm now playing the game over there. No, nothing else is on.
Like my 65-inch bigger TV downstairs. What a bum.
Like it's they're like if everyone had Stadia as well as PC, you would buy it. Yeah, absolutely. Because crossplay, the developers need to add crossplay. That's not on Stadia. Stadia is open to share their API so they can matchmake with other platforms. So if it doesn't crossplay, that is just on the developers part. And now xCloud's coming out too. Microsoft knows that's the move.
Now I can play on my private jet.
Brian, if I had a private jet, I need you to hit me in the mouth. That's the worst investment on the planet.
Yeah, but now you
Private
play
jet?
Yeah, you know how much the gas costs?
pedal.
I actually looked into it. It's on average costs like $750,000 a year to own a private jet.
Yeah, no, hit me in the mouth until I'm dead.
I mean, if I can afford it.
The latency, though. Real Yagan, what I need you to do is go to googlestore.com, buy yourself Stadia, play it, and then tell me how bad that latency is.
xCloud's pretty good. I've been messing with it for a few months now.
Okay, well, let me brighten your horizons, Real Yagan. The latency on Stadia is night and day different than xCloud.
Yeah, things over here trying to make commission, dude.
I'm telling, it's one of those things you can't talk to people about it. You need to just have it in your home, use it, and you'll understand it.
Have it in your home or your seventh yacht like Anthony playing Stadia on.
Like if you like xCloud, bro, that latency is so much smaller on Stadia than it is on xCloud. On xCloud, you're running it off an Xbox that's in the server somewhere. On Stadia, there's an infrastructure built specifically for streaming games. Now that we hit the 3-hour mark and we waited until the last second so I could start selling Stadia again.
So how do you really feel about Stadia?
Like if I could get commission, that'd be great. Go ahead.
Which one's better, 1917 or Stadia?
1917. Go watch 1917. Please.
What you're saying is I should go see Doolittle.
No, I swear. Oh my God, Randall, you as my witness. It looks like he's falling asleep, so I had to call his name. I'm talking about every game scenario. Are you choosing Stadia over console? Yeah, from what I play, absolutely. I don't play that much fighting games. And even if I do, I'll still pick Stadia. Like, who cares? I'm not playing competitively.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Then why do you main Joker in Smash?
I have yet to hit a button. I have yet to select him.
Oh. On your Smurf account, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what's your favorite combo with Joker?
All right, guys. This has been the episode 81 of the ADLR Podcast.
Aren't you Harley?
Fucking forgot about that. Oh my gosh. What was I gonna say?
What you need to say?
I'm not just asking because I'm actually rooting for Stadia, but it just didn't take off like I hoped. Because that is the problem. Because you're trying to see if everyone's just watching to see if it'll go. It won't go anywhere if no one's buying into it.
I think the biggest problem is that all the ads made it seem like it's fully released, but it's still in beta, basically.
Yeah, that's another thing on Google's part where they made it seem like, oh, it's out earlier for the people who buy it. No, it's not. It's not. I wouldn't say it's completely out. It'll be completely out when the free tier comes out, and that's a couple months from now. Duty on Stadia. I'm assuming Call of Duty on Stadia. That all depends on Activision. I don't see that happening because, actually, speaking of, today they asked Nvidia to take it off their GeForce Now service, so you can't use GeForce Now to play their games.
Because they're gonna be a Stadia only.
I guess. You don't have a reason for it. The catalog ain't there for me yet. It is there. Cyberpunk 2077.
You can't play that yet.
You still buy Stadia and then just you have the catalog. That's the only game you're ever gonna need, Brian. I'm gonna hook into it through USB, put it in my nose, and now I'm in Cyberpunk. Call of Duty on Stadia would be awesome. Yeah, it would be. I'm saying, are you playing Duty on Stadia over console? It's not on Stadia though. If it is, yes, I'm gonna play it on. I don't think you understand the level of convenience that Stadia has. Is it on Stadia? Then I'm going to buy it on Stadia.
Anthony, pull up the PowerPoint.
I'm about to like. Why did he wait until 3 hours into this podcast? Like, yo, I will sell you on it. I will give you metrics, time to game, instant.
Show him the Venn diagram.
Yeah, let me show you. Here's the introductory video.
Somebody needs to clip this, like the last 15 minutes or so, and
I've been
send
trying
it
to
to
end
Google
it,
and be like, "This is your new marketing platform. This guy right here, give him free stuff because he clearly loves Stadia more than his own brother."
You see that pie chart right there? Slay the Mother King.
Oh my god! But the catalog is just not there. Yeah, like if you've already played those games that are currently on there, cool. The second I knew about Stadia, I stopped buying AAA games. I'm like, it's probably gonna be on Stadia. Let's go. Unless it was like a PS4 exclusive or something. But if I knew it was probably gonna come out on PC, I'm like, it's gonna come to Stadia, and that's what I did. I didn't buy Red Dead when it came out on PC or console. Boom! They announced it on Stadia. I'm like, bam, huge game. I'm buying it, and I've been having a whole bunch of fun with it. Borderlands 3, I bought it twice because I'm like, one, I just needed to get that itch because these guys were playing it.
Spend $60,
and then I saw that it was on Stadia. I'm like, even easier, no problem. Friends ain't there. Also, the Friends thing is, don't worry about the Friends thing. If the game supports crossplay, you'll be fine. Again, a lot of the heavy lifting, it has to do with the developers. They have to go, hey, we need to push on Stadia. We need to push on xCloud. Where xCloud, they don't have to worry about it because it's running on Xbox. So once they release it on Xbox, it'll be fine.
Do you still get Buddy Pass if you get Stadia now, or is that just a Founders?
It was a Founders thing.
Are you clipping your nails?
Yeah.
We can hear
you hear that.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was that loud.
I thought that was me doing this, like clapping. I'm like, why can I hear that?
No, I had my nail, part of the nail broke, and I was trying to just clean it up.
He puts his finger up, and it's like literally in half.
Shoot.
I almost broke the nail off of my pinky the other day. That was fun. I remember back in it was like the early 2000s, they tried launching a service similar to Stadia for cloud gaming, and it just bombed. Mostly because they didn't have enough money to put into the infrastructure like what Google has.
There's no way I can sell you on it really again without you trying it. Like, I've tried talking this man underneath. He doesn't. The use case is not for people who already have PC, like fully decked out PCs. They already have their, like you said, they have their friends list at 70 already. Like, it's not for those. It's just people who just. It's convenience. It's shit. I got 20 minutes. I can quickly load a game, play whatever, and get out. There's no, hey, let's power up a console. And the Xbox logo comes up, or fucking Windows taking however long to load up. Then loading up Steam, signing into Steam. There's an update. Oh, let's update Steam.
What the fuck do they
Like-
update every day? Like every goddamn day, Steam has an update. Why?
Yeah.
They didn't change anything.
Like, that is it. That is, to me, I'm not saying it runs better on Stadia, because it doesn't. Not all the games are running at 4K native, which is something that was everyone's having like a huge hoopla over this. They said 4K. No, they said up to 4K, which is learn to read. But it's not like you can still run games and make them look better on PC. You can mod games on PC, like with the ray tracing stuff coming out now. You can run games ray traced on PC. That's not what their demographic is. It's just convenience. The same way we were able to. You can see me now on this Twitch stream. That's all of the GPU power you need. Can it decode video? That's it. It's not smart for me when I already have every system and extra 5 minutes max. It's a good price to pay for having crisper games, and that's another thing. Yeah, it's not gonna replace native rendering. So that's not what I'm trying to sell you on either. It's literally. The use case is kind of small for now until it's just the convenience outweighs whatever. And they need exclusives. But why would you want to buy an entire... I don't know. There's so much more happening I'm over 3 hours in this. So like this is the worst time to ask me this.
All I'm saying is Stadia doesn't have Marvel 2. But a Dreamcast does. So get yourself a Dreamcast.
So episode 81
Oh man.
of the ADLR Podcast. Randall's done with this and needs to go to sleep because he wakes up early.
So when does the podcast start?
About 3 hours ago.
Oh.
Sorry, let me be exact. 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 20 seconds ago. All right.
Well, it's 11:09, so that would be 3 minutes late.
I'm just telling you what the recording is because we started recording a little bit after sound check. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
How dare you? All right. Here's what we can do, really, Yigan. Next week, be here 8 p.m. Eastern stat. And I can dedicate the entire... These guys don't have to be here. It'll just be my camera, me and you. I'll sell Stadia to you. You know? You're going to be like, it's not smart to buy it. I'll have you buying it by the end of it. But yes,
Don't buy Stadia, buy Skullgirls.
No, actually, that's a good point. No, we're not laughing, bro. Skullgirls was really good, ahead of its time. If you were deciding between Stadia
Did he
and
just say
Stadia,
was?
yeah, it
Really good?
was. It's dead.
Cancel the podcast.
It's dead.
Cancel the podcast. It says the TF2
Dead.
player.
Dead. All right. I didn't
It's
see
the
the
TF2
Kill Sage
player.
up there playing Skullgirls. He was playing Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but he streams Skullgirls.
That's not enough.
Yeah, he gets a lot of viewers.
Yeah, but he doesn't
More than
get
TF2.
wins. All right. He's out there
Starting right
making us
there.
look bad. I'm killing the Kill
Starting right
Sage. I
there.
love you. I don't even know anything about you. I was literally on the checkout button and pulled away. All right, now I'm reading chat. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week. And I'm ending the recording now.